You can measure the size of an elephant. You can clock the speed of a cheetah, but you can't quantify the heart of a kings, queens, and in-betweens. Welcome to Dr. Boxing Talk. Stream starts now.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you'll say I'm boasting. But if I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, man. Yo, what it do? I forgot my mic was on. I'm all clearing my throat in the mic and all that stuff in bonbons. Yo, what it do? Good, great, grand evening to y'all, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kings and queens, and everything in between. Y'all know what time it is, man. The doctor's in the house. Let's get it. I know I've been gone for a little while, but we're here now, man, to take care of some stuff. And, you know, we are back, man. We are back. Good Lord willing, man. God is good. I hate being away from the channel, but at the same time, man, you gotta handle business, man. Things pop up, and you just gotta make sure that you're good. Make sure things are good. And not to mention, the weather was crazy a couple days. But yeah, man, don't forget to smack that like button. Before we get started, man, go ahead. Let's start off with our prayer as always, because we got some things to talk about, man. I got a lot of things to talk about. Get off my chest, man. It's not good in regards to boxing. But, you know, we always keep it funky around here. So please go ahead and join me before we get to it. Bow your heads and let's say our prayers. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, we thank you for your blessings. We thank you for your guidance, Lord. We ask you to keep us strong, keep us faithful, keep us courageous, keep us brave, and keep us kind. You know, a lot of times in this world that we live in, people think that kindness is a weakness, but even if it is a weakness, we are strongest when we are weak, because we mostly depend on you, and when we depend on you, can nothing defeat us. So we want to be kind and take strong people to be kind. So we ask you to give us the strength to be kind and always go for our goals and not worry about what don't let anybody else set us back, Lord. So we give you all our stresses and our worries, and we ask you that you make us stronger by the day, both spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. We thank you for your blessings, Lord, through Jesus' name. Amen. Amen, 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 man. So let's get right to it, man. So off the rip, man, I'm disappointed in my boy Keyshawn Davis, man. The American 135 WBO champion Keyshawn Davis, man, representing, where's he out of? Norfolk, Virginia. You know, the man has a lot of stuff. You know, he's promoted by Top Rank. He has a lot of stuff in his favor right now, you know. And he kind of dropped the ball. He messed up, man. You know, he's fighting. First, he won his belt off of Denise Baranchik, the former Ukrainian champion, right? And a lot of people accused him of being a weight bully, right? Because he was bigger. And I think that's nonsense, man. I don't think because you're bigger than somebody, that means that you're a weight bully. So anybody calling Keyshawn Davis a weight bully based on that, I think that you are full of bullshit. But I will say this, though. It's looking like you're a weight bully now, because now you missing weight and you shouldn't be missing weight. Like, it's just tough, because now you do like a weight bully. I don't, as long as you make the weight, it doesn't matter to me. But once you stop making weight, then I think it's terrible. You know what I'm saying? And he's coming in 4 pounds overweight, bro. It's like you didn't even try. And because of what you were saying, now it looks like, what I was already skeptical of him calling out Abdullah Mason in the fashion that he did. I was like, man, I don't really believe this. It's just, no one thinks that fight's gonna happen next, right? And they're both on Top Rank. Bob Arum's not having that. And plus, Abdullah Mason's young like Emiliano Vargas. Where's this pressure for Emiliano Vargas? You know what I'm saying? No one's trying to rush Emiliano Vargas, and they're about the same in their same position in their career, same point in their career development. So I didn't think it was going to work out anyway. But then when he comes in and now you're moving up to 140, you're missing weight, then it looks like you calling him out. You acted like you was about to fight him. You wasn't going to fight him anyway, because you're all not about to be in the same division in the next fight, and then now, but forget all that though, right? In my personal opinion, I always keep the same energy, man. When somebody misses weight, in my opinion, you should be punished. You should be punished severely, especially when you're a champion. So Janibek's on Top Rank. Janibek should have been suspended too when he missed weight against Mikhailovic. Emmanuel Navarrete, he made weight by literally exhale, but if he didn't, he should be punished too. Another guy's on Top Rank. And Keyshawn Davis, he should be punished right now, man. And it's just think if you think about it, his whole approach to the situation. I like Keyshawn Davis, but his whole approach to the situation was very arrogant. And him talking about, the fight's still gonna happen anyway, man. I missed weight. I can't make weight. I've been making 135 for years, so it's not a problem for me. What you mean it's not a problem for you? It's not about you. It's about your opponent. What about your opponent and the contractual obligation that you made between each other to uphold some type of level of professionalism? It's very unprofessional to come in overweight. So I advocate, when I was watching, go back and check in the live press conference when at the weigh-in when he missed weight, I said in there that Edwin should cancel the fight. I didn't think he would. I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't think he would, but I think he should. And I think that every time a fighter doesn't make weight, we should practice what they do in the Japan Boxing Commission, JBC. They also punish people for missing weight, like John Real Casimero. John Real Casimero, he missed weight against his fight at 122 against the American Saul Sanchez. And the Filipino former champion, John Real Casimero, he was suspended by the Japan Boxing Commission by missing weight by 1 pound. Keyshawn Davis missed it by 4, over 4 and some change. I believe it was 4.3 specifically, and I just think that, man, it just, I'm just so disappointed, man. That's all I can say. You already come with your title defense. You beat Berinchik. People already said that you were too big and you were spoon fed to you. And then, which I definitely disagree with that. I still don't agree with that. But now it's harder to defend that. You know what I'm saying? Because now you came in clearly big and you didn't even try to make weight. And then it's your first title defense. So you didn't even defend your title. This was your first title defense, and it's against Edwin De Los Santos, who's coming off of a long layoff. So people are already talking trash about you basically almost cherry picking an opponent, which I disagree with. Everybody's accused of cherry picking, these days. So it's almost fruitless and pointless to even say that. But all these things considered, it looks very bad, man. And not only that, in addition to that, just the fact that he was even calling somebody else out, and then you didn't even make weight for your fight, and you talking all this trash and stuff like this about, it's just a very bad look, man. Like I said, I'm glad Edwin De Los Santos did that. I think he should cancel it, and I like to see that fighters prioritize their own welfare and their own well-being, because other people aren't going to do it. You see what I'm saying? And that's the same reason. I'll take it back to when let's go back to Ryan Garcia, right? This is why we should applaud Devin Haney. Because and this is where Devin Haney messed up. He took the fight because Devin Haney didn't want to feel the pressure of people saying that, give me a second, that he ducked, right? And people don't want to make it seem like, I'm a coward, I can't overcome the weight. Now, first of all, I think Devin Haney, he wasn't too worried about it because he thought he was going to run through Ryan Garcia. But This is why we should applaud and respect Devin Haney even more, because he still went through with the fight, even though the dude came in overweight. And then we find out that the dude was on PEDs in addition to being overweight. So whether you like Devin Haney or not, you should respect him. And if you don't like Keyshawn right now, because I'm seeing a lot of people talk trash about Keyshawn, and he deserves it, but these same people, these same boxing aficionados, these same boxing content creators, they weren't keeping the same energy when Ryan Garcia missed weight, and he was on PEDs. I'm seeing so many people come out talking about how disappointed they are in Keyshawn Davis. Where was this energy for Ryan Garcia? Every time where was this energy for Janibek? Janibek versus Andre Mikhailovich, the fight was literally canceled because the champion, Janibek, did not make weight. And it got postponed. So if you're not keeping the same energy throughout, and you're not keeping some level of consistency, then I need you to shut up, because this is no different than anybody else missing weight. But I will tell you, for me, and those that know me, where Adrian Broner missed weight against, I believe it was Vicente Escobedo, or was it? I believe it was Vicente Escobedo, or it could have been, now I'm thinking. I believe it was Vicente Escobedo, where Adrian Broner missed weight intentionally against him too, and I didn't like that move. I don't like that move at all from anybody. I think it's Bush League, and I think it's whack, you know? So Edwin De Los Santos, he definitely should cancel the fight, you know, in my personal opinion. I just didn't think he would. So shout out to him, nothing but respect. And I think that Keyshawn Davis should be suspended. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think it's good enough to just strip somebody of their belt. You know, I think you should be suspended as well. You know, and I also think that Ryan Garcia should be suspended for even longer. You know what I'm saying? Because he was on PEDs and he missed weight. But anytime you miss weight as a champion, I actually think that Keyshawn Davis missing weight is actually worse than Gustavo Lemos missing weight. Gustavo Lemos came in 6 pounds overweight. So once again, if you weren't complaining about Gustavo Lemos coming in overweight, I need you to shut the hell up right now, because it's the same thing. However, I think Keyshawn Davis is a little worse because he's a champion. I think, and it is what it is. Heavy is the head that wears a crown. When you are a champion, more is expected. You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be the epitome of the sport. So him being a champion, I think that's even worse than Keyshawn Davis. I mean, than Gustavo Lemos. He said, bro, ducked out of his own main event. TM, what's good? He said, what's up, my boy? One day, if you down, I'll get you an interview with Angelo Leo. What's up, Cortillo? That'd be dope, man. That'd be dope, man. Yo, average someone in the building. What's good, brethren? That'd be dope. Yeah, shout out to Angelo Leo. I'll be right back. Ooh, it's hot. I forgot to turn on the fan, man. It was hot out there. I mean, it's hot in here. Had to turn on my fan real quick. Let me catch up. My guy Peel out in the building. 2-4 in the building. What's good? Everything by John in the building. Said Edwin made a business move. Love that, bro. I'm disappointed too, though. No. I'm not disappointed at Edwin De Los Santos at all. I'm disappointed in the fact that the Out Booger in the building. Man, I saw my boy Out Booger, man. That's my guy. I saw him repping Just Deuce clothing, man. My first time seeing my boy Out Booger. I love when I get to put a face on the person that I'm interacting with. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Out Booger, man. Big Out Booger in the building. So I think that what's good, Pilar says Gustavo is a bum. Keyshawn actually has skills, so him coming in overweight makes a much bigger difference. No, it doesn't matter. You're a professional. It doesn't matter how good you are. That's the thing. Shout out to my guy Pilar, man. I rock with Pilar. That's my guy. But that's the thing. It doesn't matter whether you like somebody or not. It doesn't matter if someone's skilled or not. It doesn't matter if somebody's big or not, or little or not, or popular or not, or unpopular. We judge the action around here. We don't judge the person. So somebody having skills and not having skills has nothing to do with it. They're both professional boxers. Gustavo Lemos, you could argue, is worse than Keyshawn because it was 6 pounds. However, I think it's worse for Keyshawn because he's a champion. That's the only manner in which it's worse. It's not worse because, oh, this guy's a good fighter and this guy's not a good fighter, so it's more acceptable for the bad fighter to come in. No, what type of nonsense is that? You're both professional fighters. I'm saying that it's worse because a champion should be held at a higher standard and he's put on a pedestal, not just from an accomplishment standpoint, but from a representation standpoint. It's just like with basketball, right? In basketball, when you are the face of basketball, when you're one of the popular guys, or you are the franchise guy, more responsibility comes with that, and more people are looking at you. So because of that, and Keyshawn is a champion, then that's why I'm saying that it's worse. It has nothing to do with them being skilled. I think, and to be honest with you, I think that's kind of silly. It doesn't matter. You're both professionals. You should make weight. I don't care if you're David Benavidez. You should make weight. I don't care if you're Keyshawn Davis. You should make weight. I don't care if you're John Rio Casimiro, Ryan Garcia. I don't care, Adrian Broner. You should always make weight. And if you can't make weight, then you should be penalized. In my personal opinion, I think you should get a minimum of, I would say like a year and a half or something like that. Maybe that's a little bit too steep and too stiff, but I think that missing weight is not, you're not only is it a level of unprofessionalism, you are jeopardizing the business, obviously, because the fight is canceled now, and you're putting your fellow fighter, your opponent, at risk. You're jeopardizing his welfare. Just like with cheating. So in my opinion, I'm very harsh on cheaters. I think that cheaters should not only be suspended, but their promoters and their trainers should also be reprimanded as well. Whether that comes in the light of maybe the trainer loses their license for a couple of months, maybe the promoter gets fined, whatever it is. I'm not saying that their punishment has to be equal, but I'm saying that the punishment should be spread around, you know what I'm saying, with the fighters receiving the most and a minimum of 2 years. So no, I think that every time somebody comes in overweight, they should be punished severely, especially if you're a champion. That's the only difference I'm saying, in my personal opinion. I don't think that it doesn't matter whether you're good or bad or not. You're a professional fighter, and if you're a professional fighter, you should be held to a standard, and that the very minimum should be that you are abiding by the rules that you agreed to. Adhere to those rules, man. This man didn't even try to make, bro. You 4 pounds over. You didn't try. It's not like you're a 0.4 pounds over. It's not like you're 1.4. You're 4 pounds over. That's ridiculous, man. And I just want to say that I know people are going to talk trash about Edwin De Los Santos, and I applaud Edwin De Los Santos, man. It's a breath of fresh air, man. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos. He's prioritizing his own health and well-being over money, you know? It's so funny that we will say, oh, well, this fighter, he only wants to fight for money, which that this is their job, you know? People work for money. Don't you work for money? I don't even understand demonizing that. But anyway, they try to say, oh, he just tried to fight for money, but then when a guy like Edwin De Los Santos prioritizes his health, then you'll say, oh, well, he should have took the money because this is his biggest payday or his biggest opportunity to be a title holder. Who cares? The man should prioritize his health and his well-being, and the fact that he's not fighting on the even playing field. I think that was dope by Edwin De Los Santos. And according to reports, you know, they were actually in the process of negotiating some forfeiture of Keyshawn Davis's purse. And then Edwin De Los Santos, you know, right in the middle of negotiating that, because Keyshawn missed weight, they're still planning to move forward and just have a couple penalties for Keyshawn Davis that'll benefit Edwin De Los Santos financially. He said no. He changed his mind. He said no, I don't even want to do it. And I salute him. I salute Edwin De Los Santos, man. And I think Keyshawn Davis deserves it because he was very arrogant. He thought, oh, it's my homecoming. Oh, it don't matter that I'm overweight. I'm the A side. We're still gonna have the fight anyway. So basically, he's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter that I miss weight. He's gonna come and fight me anyway because he needs me or something like that. That was his whole demeanor, you know. And then even calling out Abdullah Mason, talking through and past Edwin De Los Santos. No, bro, the fight should be canceled. And big salute to Edwin De Los Santos. And hopefully Keyshawn Davis learns his lesson. You know, I think that was very corny, man. I like Keyshawn, but nah, I think that was very arrogant and very corny and unprofessional, man. I still like him though. Hopefully he'll bounce back, but that was whack. You know, I think he should be. Like I said, I think he should be suspended. They should let Abdullah fight Edwin for the vacant WBO. Maybe they should appeal out, but I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna go that far. But I definitely. And see, shout out to Pillout. So Pillout just said basically when he missed weight, you know, that he was essentially stripped right there, right? The belt was vacated because once you miss weight and you're a champion with the WBO, then only the challengers able to gain to get the belt. So even if if Keyshawn Davis would beat Edwin De Los Santos, let's say hypothetically that they move forward with the fight accordingly, then if Keyshawn won, he would still lose the belt. But it doesn't matter because he's saying that he was going up to 140 anyway. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I think it's even more arrogant of him. Because he's like, okay, but I'm not going to try to make weight because I'm going to move up anyway. So him losing the belt is essentially inconsequential. So basically, he's coming in as a 140 pounder to fight a guy at 135. And you saw how Edwin De Los Santos looked. Edwin De Los Santos looked a little drained. His eyes looked a little sunk in. And I'm not saying that that's an excuse. I mean, that's what he has to do to make 135. That's cool. But he made the weight. Keyshawn didn't make the weight. Edwin De Los Santos had been on a layoff, and I think we suffered from like blood clots or something like that. That's just wrong, man. You know, I'm not blaming that part on Keyshawn, but just uphold some type of standard of professionalism, man. I think that's just very corny, and like I said, I really mean that. I think he should be punished. I think the punishment should come in the form of suspension. That's how I think it should be. Like, I don't know how long. I don't know what, you know, the duration of the suspension, but I honestly feel like he should be suspended. But not just him though. I think Ryan Garcia should be suspended longer. I think anytime you miss weight, you should come with a suspension. Well, unless now if you miss weight by like 0.5 or something like that, it's 1 pound or less, then of course maybe you just want to get a fine or something like that. Cool, but at least you demonstrated that you tried to make weight. You cannot come in 4.3 pounds. You knew going into, he knew at the press conference when he called out Abdullah Mason, he wasn't going to make weight. He knew when he pushed Edwin, well actually Edwin De Los Santos grabbed his belt first, but then when he pushed him, he knew right then he wasn't going to make weight. Bomac knew that he wasn't going to make weight. There's nobody in this camp that didn't know he wasn't going to make weight. You see what I'm saying? Nobody in or around his camp Everybody knew he wasn't gonna make weight. You don't accidentally miss weight by 4 pounds, bro, and people don't know. That's crazy. Edwin De Los Santos is gonna take over that division. Nah, TM, you wildin'. Relax. Yeah, you're right. Cortijo says, I do think Edwin De Los Santos should still get a title shot. Edwin versus Abdullah should be next for vacant belt. I have to look at the rankings, man. I have to look at the rankings. I'm not gonna say that Edwin De Los Santos should jump past people in rankings. So I would have to look at the rankings. I can't confirm or deny that, but I know Edwin De Los Santos is not ranked number 1 or 2. I think number 2 is Abdullah Mason, and number 1, I don't know. Matter of fact, let's look it up right now. I can look it up right now, but I don't think Edwin De Los Santos is that high. So I would disagree with that. But I see what you're saying, though. It makes sense because you're saying that he was about to get a title shot now, so he should get a title shot soon, and that's fair. I'm not saying that's unfair from that standpoint. I'm just saying I disagree because let's see, Sam Noakes is number 1, Abdullah Mace is number 2, Gabriel Flores is number 3. Yeah, Edwin De Los Santos is not even, he's number 14, so no, I can't say that he deserves. Now, is it fair? Would it be fair to give it to him? Of course. But does he deserve it? Nah, he's ranked number 14, bro. I can't say that. But I'm not mad if that happened. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not mad that he got a new fan in me. Yeah, facts. Hey, Jitterbug, I will always root for Edwin De Los Santos. I love it. Like, I'm so serious. I think that I really applaud him, and I think that he did what was best for him, and I think that was dope, man. He showed that, no, you cannot play me, bro. You cannot play me. You cannot do me dirty. You're going to have to respect me, man. So shout out to Edwin De Los Santos. He didn't care that he was the main event. He didn't care who was disappointing. He didn't care about people's feelings. He did what was best for him, and I salute that. Edwin De Los Santos, I always liked Edwin De Los Santos, but, you know, I like Keyshawn Davis more. I mean, he's been around more. Edwin De Los Santos' last fight against Shakur Stevenson was shitty, but I love anybody that stands up for themselves and they're not going with the bullshit. Shout out to my guy Candy Slim in the building. If Abdullah wants a big fight, he can fight Muratalla. They both on top rank. What's the issue? Who said that Abdullah really wants a big fight? I mean, Keyshawn Davis tried to press him. Muratalla has. Well, hold on, bro. You know, shout out to Champy, but what's all? I've been hearing this a lot lately. Like people say that Keyshawn was ducking Muratalla, Shakur was ducking Muratalla, Teofimo. All these people ducking Muratalla. Where do y'all get this from, bro? Muratalla just beat Zaur Abduliev. Devin Haney beat Abduliev years ago. He just beat him for a vacant title. Lomachenko. The only reason why I remember Muratalla is a champion right now is because Lomachenko retired. I'm not saying Muratalla. I like Muratalla, but I don't know where like it's just like a phenomenon. I don't know. All of a sudden, Muratalla is like the most ducked person at 135. All of a sudden, Muratalla didn't want to fight anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. So I don't know why I've been seeing this quite a bit lately on Twitter and other places. Like, oh, this person ducked Muratalla. This person ducked. Who the hell's ducked Muratalla? Muratalla just barely beat Tevin Farmer. Where's this coming from? Like, I don't know. Bro, people would just make stuff up. No, ain't nobody in life duck Muratalla at 135. I promise you that. Marion, what's good? And I like Muratalla. This comes from somebody who likes Muratalla. But Abdullah Mason is a young fighter. I don't think he should be. I already said this. I'm going to say it again. I don't think Abdullah Mason should get a title shot next. I don't think he's ready for that. Why are we rushing him? I don't see anybody rushing Emiliano Vargas. They're both on top rank. What's the problem with Emiliano Vargas and Muratalla getting a fight? They're both young. They could fight later. You see what I'm saying? No, shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guy Tevin Farmer. No, it was not it was not slander towards Tevin Farmer. But I'm just saying, shout out to Tevin Farmer with the Forrest Whitaker eye. My point in saying that is that it's not like Raymond Muratalla blew Tevin Farmer out the water. He's not blowing people out the water. That's what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that there's nothing wrong with struggling with Tevin Farmer. He's a good fighter, but he didn't just whoop Tevin Farmer. That's more of an indictment on Muratalla. I'm saying what has Muratalla done to make you think that anybody's ducking him? Nobody's ducking him, bro. So I don't know where y'all get that from. Farmer's better than Berinchik? Yeah, he might be. I might agree with that. I agree with that, but what does that have to do with anything? Keyshawn fought Berinchik. Abdullah Mason didn't fight Berinchik. And Berinchik was a title holder. Farmer was not when they fought. He said Keyshawn ducking because he said he ain't want that IBF. Ah, okay. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, because he said he doesn't want to pay the extra sanctioning fee. Well, I mean, and that's my point again, Jitterbug. Keyshawn Davis, that's why I think it's so arrogant of him, because he was making it seem like, oh, I don't want these unifications. No, you knew you weren't going to be at that weight. So if you go back and now that you know he missed weight, go back and look at all this stuff that he was saying in the interviews with Andre Ward at the press conferences. Now it makes sense, right? And this is what I said before. I said he knows that he's not going to fight Abdullah Mason, but I was saying it from the aspect of that Bob Arum wasn't going to let them fight because he likes both of them. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to make that happen. But now I see even further why he's not going to make it happen, because Keyshawn knew he wasn't going to be at that weight. So, but yeah, ain't nobody ducking Murataya. Keyshawn to beat the hell out of Murataya. I like Murataya, but Keyshawn beat the hell out of Murataya. I don't know what we talking about. Yeah, it looks very intense. Shout out to my guy, Average Someone in the building. You got Jay Sharp in the building. What's good, brethren? Vargas ain't ready. Mason is, in my opinion, anyway. But that's the thing. I agree with you. I agree with you, Marianne. But why is Mason ready? And why is Vargas not ready? I don't think either one of them are ready, to be honest. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're looking good against the opponents that they're fighting. I think Abdullah Mason, he's been more active. So I would say that he's closer to being ready. He's more refined. He's more sharp. Even Johan Vasquez, who dropped him, right? I've been seeing a lot of people say, oh, Abdullah Mason has a glass chin because he got dropped by Vasquez, who's a big puncher. But then when Naya Inoue, who's also on Top Rank, right? Top Rank affiliated, when he gets dropped by Ramon Cardenas and Luis Nery, people say, oh, they applaud Naya Inoue. Say, oh, man, good job, Naya Inoue. He was able to push through adversity. And even though he got knocked down, he still was able to come back and win the fight. Bitch, Abdullah Mason did the same thing. And that's why I don't like having boxing conversations with a lot of these bums out here, because they're so hypocritical and they have such a double standard. They can't even hide it because they're a bunch of emotional bitches. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it consistent. They're habitual line steppers. You know what I'm saying? People, bro, at the press conference, so many people say Abdullah Mason has a glass chin. He might, but Naya Inoue might too. And I don't think either one of them do. I applaud both of them, but I don't get how you could applaud one and disrespect the other for doing the same thing. Once again, people judge the person that they like. They don't judge the action. They both got dropped and they both came back and won. And in fact, to me, it's more appropriate that Mason got dropped because he's still a prospect. But anyway, Emiliano Vargas, I don't think that Emiliano Vargas should be rushed into a title fight. I don't think Abdullah Mason should be rushed to the title fight. I don't even know. Where's Emiliano Vargas ranked at 140? I don't even think is he in the top 15 in any of the sanctioning bodies at 140? I don't think so. But you got Abdullah Mason at number 2. Now, because of his rankings, can he get a title shot? Of course, because he's ranked high. But I don't even know where Emiliano Vargas is ranked at 140. Let me see. I think he's at 140, right? He's not even at 135. Let's see. Emiliano Vargas, I don't even think he's ranked at 135 or 140. I could be wrong about that, chat. Somebody correct me. Yeah, he's not in the 140-pound rankings, not top 15 anyway. And then 135, he's not. Yeah, I don't see him at 135 or 140. He's not in top 15 in any of the sanctioning bodies. You see what I'm saying? And Emiliano Vargas and Abdullah Mason damn near the same age. Let me see how old Abdullah Mason is. Abdullah Mason is 21 years old. Emiliano Vargas is 21 years. They're both the same age. What are we doing, man? Come on, bro. Stop it, man. Stop rushing these guys, man. Let them fight and let them build and let their career develop accordingly and progressively. Fedor, Inoue, and Mason, they got that fighting spirit. Facts. I like them both. What I'm saying is you shouldn't. I'm not talking about you, Jitterbug. I'm just speaking in general. When I was in the press conference, you know, because I be watching all this boxing and stuff, there was people literally talking about, oh, Abdullah Mason is trash and he's suspect because he has a glass jaw and all this stuff. It's like, okay, bet. But we just praise. And I'm one of the people I praise Inoue for getting up and overcoming adversity, right? But at the same time, Ramon Cardenas is not a big fighter, you know, big name fighter. So you would think that a guy of Naya Inoue's caliber, that wouldn't happen to him. That's why we were so shocked. But Abdullah Mason is still on the up and coming. He's still coming up. So why is that a knock that he overcame a knockdown from a big puncher like Johan Vasquez and still won? You see what I'm saying? So people shit on people for different reasons, man. But anyway, I think that Keyshawn Davis, yeah, I personally believe he should be suspended. I agree with you 100%. But to play devil's advocate, Inoue moved up more weight classes. Just play devil's advocate. I agree with you. Yeah, he moved up weight class, but he hasn't moved up for a while from 122. He's been on 122 for a minute, you know. And let's be fair too. And it's fine to play devil's advocate too. I don't mind. It's just for conversation. We all know that it's easier to move up at smaller weights, right? And he's a veteran, you know. He's what, 31, 32. He has 10 years on Abdullah Mason. Abdullah Mason's a young guy, you know, so there ain't no telling how many weight classes he may move up. But we know once you're bigger, it's harder to move up, you know. That's just a fact. The weight disparity is different, you know. But once again, like I said, I'm not knocking in a way. I'm talking about the people who are having a double standard. There's nothing wrong with getting knocked down and bouncing back, you know. But you can't tell me that, oh, Devin Haney, who was cheated for a guy who had PEDs and came in overweight, you're going to say, oh, he has a glass chin, even though he didn't get knocked out. he got knocked down by a cheater, an overweight cheater, and kept getting back up. And you call him a glass jaw, which I think it should is a little suspect. But you call him a glass jaw, but then you say, oh yeah, now Idoway's a warrior because he got knocked down and got back up. Well, Devin Haney just fought a cheater and got knocked down and got back up. Abdullah Mason is a young guy. He got knocked down and got back up and won the fight against Johan Vasquez, a known big puncher. Right? He got the booty cut. You know he punches hard. He got the booty on the back of his head. Come on, bro. So yeah, I'm just saying, just keep it fair, keep it funky, man. Like I've said the same thing whenever fighters come in overweight. That's why big salute to the Japan Boxing Commission, JBC, when John Real Casimero came in 1 pound overweight. The Filipino fighter John Real Casimero came in 1 pound overweight against the American fighter Saul Sanchez. He came in at 123. They fought at 122. He got suspended for a year by the Japan Boxing Commission. Keyshawn Davis missed 4 pounds. He should be suspended for 2 years, in my opinion. Ryan Garcia came in overweight, and he was on PEDs. He should be suspended for 4 years, gosh dang it. You know what I'm saying? And I know that people might say, oh, that sounds crazy. But no, we need to start prioritizing the integrity of the sport and, more importantly, prioritizing the welfare of the fighters. Because without the fighters, there's no sport. You see what I'm saying? So shout out to Edwin De Los Santos, man. I'm glad he didn't just take the money. I'm glad he didn't just sacrifice his well-being and for anybody's entertainment. Because I'm sorry, I like Keyshawn Davis, but he clearly did that intentionally. It was clearly he had no intention on making weight. And if you have no intention on making weight, then move your fat ass up. It's simple. Ryan Garcia, you had no intention to make weight, move your fat. Ryan Garcia never fought at 140. You realize that, right? When he fought Oscar Duarte, it was supposed to be at 140. He came in at 143. And Oscar Duarte accused him of being on PEDs. When he fought Gervonta Tank Davis, a fight before that, they allowed it to be at 136. That fight was supposed to be at 135. His fight before that against Emmanuel Tago and Javier Fortuna. Both of those fights were supposed to be at 135. They moved it up. One time was for Javier Fortuna, and the other time was for him against Emmanuel Tago. But either way, it still wasn't at 135 or 140. You see what I'm saying? Those fights were supposed to be at 135, but they came in higher. You see? So it's like, bruh, I don't want to hear about you not being able to make weight if you consistently haven't made weight. That means that you're a coward and you want to go down to fight as low as possible, even if it means that you might not make weight. So that's why I think it's whack, because it's not like you're accidentally not making weight. You know, Ryan Garcia knew he wasn't going to make weight against Devin Haney because he didn't make weight against Oscar Duarte before that. He didn't make weight against Gervonta Tank Davis before that. He didn't make weight against Manuel Tago before that. He didn't make weight against Javier Fortuna before that. You see what I'm saying? So no, bro. Every time somebody misses weight, you should be suspended, bro. I stand on that. Yep, Bam got dropped too, and people, they say nothing. Exactly, Bam got dropped by my boy El Gallo, Juan Francisco Estrada. You know, and we praise it, and we should praise it. I'm not saying that we shouldn't. We should, but don't pick and choose. If you're gonna praise it, praise it. If you're not, then don't. So if you're gonna talk trash about somebody getting knocked down, then talk trash about everybody who got knocked down. My guy Oscar Perez in the building. Big member in the building. He said the minute Abdullah lose, they will call him over. Yes, they don't need to rush it. Exactly, TM. Exactly. Spot on, man. Mason passed the test. A test of how many fighters pass. Right, that not many fighters pass. Exactly, Marianne. I love that man got hurt and came back and finished the job. Glass jaw, wild take. Yeah, it's wild talk. And like I said, I'm not saying that doesn't mean that their chin's not touchable. I just you know what's crazy, Marianne? I'm hopefully I'm pronouncing your name right. It's Marianne, right? Or Marion. Is it Marion or Marianne? I don't want to, Marion or Marianne. I think it's Marianne. But I don't mind if you say somebody has a glass jaw, but don't tell me Abdullah Mesa has a glass jaw and Naya Inoue has a glass jaw. And this person and that person that got knocked down has a glass jaw, but then somebody who also got knocked down and got back up, they don't have a glass jaw. No, man, like just keep it consistent, man. I know it's hard, but it shouldn't be hard. It's very easy for me. So yeah, I think that anybody who missed weight, whether you talk about Janibek, I think it's crazy that Janibek missed weight and against Andre Mikhailovich, and then they just postponed the fight, and then they had to fight again, and obviously Janibek beat Mikhailovich, but he get to keep his belt. No, bro, you should be punished, dog. You should be punished. You should have been stripped right then. Whether you, I don't care if you Janibek, I don't care if you Virgil Ortiz missed weight habitually too, and people say, oh, it's because he had an illness. Well, if you look up what his illness was, that illness is, how can I say that illness is, you're highly susceptible to that illness when you're trying to do what? Dehydrate yourself. when you're trying to rapidly lose weight. So I'm not saying that it's only self-inflicted, but I'm saying it's self-inflicted. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to them. So there's a lot of guys out there that miss weight. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be a weight bully, but if you miss weight, if you make weight, we can't. I can't speak for everybody. I don't say nothing. If like to me, I call Devin Haney, no disrespect, but I say that he takes advantage of weight. I call him a weight bully. But when I say weight bully, I'm not saying that it's illegal. I don't think weight bullying is illegal. If you make weight, you could blow up as much as you want. That's part of the contract. But make weight. So when David Benavidez, he's a weight bully as well. But he hasn't made weight all the time. I think he missed weight like once or twice, but for the most part, he makes weight and then he blows up. If you don't want somebody to blow up, put a rehydration clause on that bitch. That's it. This is what you negotiate, bro. You negotiate the ring size. You negotiate the glove size of the ounces with the gloves. You negotiate who comes out first. You negotiate the split of the purse, the revenue shares. You negotiate everything. So if you don't want somebody to blow up after they make weight, then negotiate that too. But if you don't do that, then don't complain. So I don't want to hear anybody complain about David Benavidez being coming in bigger than what he is if you decide to fight him under those circumstances. Same with Devin Haney. Devin Haney clearly comes in bigger than his opponents, as Regis Prograis, as Lomachenko, as whoever he fought. But he always makes weight. That's a consummate professional. I gotta give you that. You know what I'm saying? But he obviously does get bigger. However, he always makes weight. What Keyshawn Davis did today, what Gustavo Lemos did against Keyshawn, what Ryan Garcia did against Devin Haney, that is unprofessional. That's not making weight. You see what I'm saying? And that, sir and madam, should be punished. They wanted De Los Santos to sell his soul. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That might be going a little too far. But hey, you're tired of your opinion. I don't know about it. I think they were just trying to Ray B in the building. What's good? Yeah, I don't know about that though. I think they were just doing what boxing does. Boxing is a dirty sport. It's a dirty game, and I think they're just trying to take advantage of Edwin De Los Santos' thirstiness for a payday. You know what I'm saying? Or money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody wants to get paid, right? He ain't fighting in 2 years, so they thought he was going to be desperate. And they thought that he was going to go for anything. And I'm so glad that he didn't, bro. And yes, and I'm glad that it was a homecoming. Spoil all that shit, man. Because, you know, Keyshawn Davis, I can't speak on Keyshawn Davis. He might take accountability. I don't know. We'll see. But his fans are going to say, oh, yeah, Edwin De Los Santos is weak. It's a coward. No, he did what he's supposed to do. There's rules in boxing. This is not just blood. This is not just a blood sport. This ain't Jean-Claude Van Damme. This ain't the Roman Empire and gladiator sport where you might fight a polar bear, a lion, and a tiger in the same damn match. No, this is a sport, an organized sport with rules and regulations that need to be abided, that need to be adhered to. You need to abide by the rules and regulations. Keyshawn Davis is weak for that. I think that was corny as hell, and I think he should be suspended, bro. But I will say this though. Also, if you did not say that Ryan Garcia should be suspended, if you did not care when Ryan Garcia came in overweight, then you need to shut the hell up now. If you didn't say anything when Gustavo Lemos came in overweight, shut the hell up now. You can ask Oscar, you can ask average someone. I kept the same energy. I said that they should be suspended. I also think Keyshawn should be suspended, and I would even argue that Keyshawn Davis might need to be suspended more because he's a champion. And when you're a champion, heavy as the head that wears a crown, more responsibility comes with that. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to suspend him more, that's whatever. But even though Gustavo Lemos came in heavier, he came in 6 pounds overweight, which he's full of crap too. I think that Keyshawn Davis is worse because Keyshawn Davis is a champion. You should be held to a higher standard. And it was your homecoming. And you picked De Los Santos. He said he picked him, right? He said he picked De Los Santos, right? So you picked De Los Santos, who's ranked number 14, which is cool. I think De Los Santos would have been a good opponent for your first defense. No problem. But you cannot say that you picked this guy, you're going to smoke this guy, you're looking to fight this guy, and all this other stuff, and calling out this guy, and then you moving up to 140. And then also come out and say that you think the fight's going to happen anyway. I don't care. The show's still going to go on. That's what he said, bro. He didn't say, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. I let the fans down. I really tried my hardest to make sure that we made weight. I apologize to my opponent, Edwin De Los Santos. The man arrogantly said, yeah, I missed weight. I can't make 135 and the fight's going to happen anyway. Bitch, you crazy. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos, man. One time for Edwin De Los Santos for not going for the BS. Big up to Edwin De Los Santos, man. Big up to Edwin De Los Santos, man. Big up to him. 4 pounds was strategic. Fact. He said 4 pounds was strategic. Facts. And it backfired. Facts. Yeah. Facts. Glad Edwin didn't fall for that BS. Facts. Me too, Ray B. Yeah. King Savage says sad. Yeah, man, it was good, King Savage. Yeah, bro. Like I said, I'm not. Keyshawn Davis is he's what, 26 years old. He's a young guy, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully this will be a lesson that he could learn, you know, and maybe he could, I don't think it's nothing he can't overcome, you know, so I'm not saying that people don't make mistakes, but 4 pounds to me is not a mistake, man. 6 pounds is not a mistake. 3 pounds is not a mistake. A mistake is like, you know what I'm saying? Like what Navarrete did. And Navarrete, he's a big guy. I think that, you know, he's also another guy that uses weight bully tactics, but he usually makes weight, right? You know, he missed weight against Charlie Suarez the first time. Remember, he had to weigh in again and he made weight. But the first time he missed weight by like a couple of ounces. It's cool. If you miss a weight by pounds, nah, you got to get stripped, bro. You got to get stripped, bro. They think Ed was supposed to Chuck Norris and just fight Keyshawn wants to beat Chuck Norris. Yeah, he said exactly that. They tried playing it because he was off. Yes, bro, because he was off so long. Good for him. Gary Anton Russell would beat the brakes off Keyshawn. What y'all think? Beat the brake? I don't know about the beat the brakes. That's a good fight. I will say this though, peel out. Give me a second. Excuse me. I will say this though about Edwin De Los Santos. I mean about Gary Anton Russell. He's more proven, right? That's the thing about Keyshawn. You know, now this stuff is gonna come up because now I'm gonna think like, dang, maybe Keyshawn is. Because, okay, let's face it, right? A lot of people have been saying that Keyshawn is more of a front runner. Like, he hasn't really fought anybody, which is, I think his win against, was it Madueno, Jesse Madueno? That was a good win. Now, you know, it was a guy who made it rough. Cool. I do not think Jose Pedraza was a good win because if you look at Jose Pedraza's record, he's 0-4-1 or something like that in his last 5 fights. I don't think Jose Pedraza was a good win for Tito Mercado. I don't think Jose Pedraza was a good win for Keyshawn Davis. I don't think he was a good win for who beat him before that? I can't remember right now. But I don't think Jose Pedraza was a good win for anybody for a while. He's a good name because he's a former champion, but Tank was good for beating him because he was undefeated at the time and that was his first belt. And then I think Lomachenko beat him as well. That was a good win. But everybody after that, man, Pedraza's been on the down, going downhill. So that was one of Keyshawn Davis's best wins. So it looks a little funny when we know that he was on the decline, right? But cool, whatever, former champion on your resume, cool. I was cool with that. I was cool with Madueno. Barinchyk, he looked big as hell against Barinchyk, but he made weight. Cool. You know, and at the time, Barinchyk was an undefeated champion, right? The Ukrainian champion. He was undefeated at the time. Cool. I'm cool with that. But then, you know, you beat Gustavo Limos. He came in 6 pounds overweight. I give him credit. That's not his fault. But Gustavo Limos did look sloppy and compromised, but that's his fault. He came in 6 pounds overweight, so I don't want to hear that. But it's just when you look at the people that he's beat, it's like, how could I say this? Gustavo Limos looked better against Richardson Hitchens, right? Pedraza looked better against Tank and other fighters that he fought, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like things come into question, and then now when you're about to fight a guy that's coming off a layoff, and I'm still like, that's a good win because Edwin De Los Santos was dangerous. We saw what he did to Rayo Valenzuela. You know, he did lose to Shakur with that. That was a terrible fight between him and Shakur. Both of them are to blame for that, not just one. I don't see how people just blame Shakur or just blame De Los Santos. Both of them were part of that. That fight was trash. But it's like, okay, bet. You know, you're fighting a guy who's a good opponent, but he's coming off a layoff. I'm giving it to you your first defense. And then now you pull this, you 4 pounds overweight. It's like, bro, did you even really want to fight him for real and give him a fair chance? Or were you just doing stuff to be a front runner? I think Keyshawn Davis is a very good fighter from what I've seen. But it's very hard for me to say he's definitively better than Murataya. Like I think somebody said that he was ducking Murataya. I think that's crazy. I think he's ducking him. I don't think he's ducking him. But Murataya, I think Keyshawn Davis, he looks better than Murataya. But, you know, Murataya, I think Tevin Farmer would be the best opposition that Keyshawn Davis has fought if he fought Tevin Farmer right now, right? Wouldn't you? So it's like, I think Keyshawn Davis beat Murataya, and some people argue that Murataya lost to Tevin Farmer. But I'm just saying, opposition-wise, Keyshawn Davis, you know, his wins look a little shaky. Right now, I'm watching Bernardin versus Pagan. I'm watching this fight right now. This is on DAZN. Gary Anton Russell against Keyshawn, I think that's a good fight. I don't know who wins that. I want to say that Gary Anton Russell whoops Keyshawn, but I would lean towards Gary Anton Russell right now. But it's just Gary Anton Russell, man, sometimes he just looks like he has an amateurish style, right? Like he's just throwing punches just to throw them. But he definitely looked good against Rayo, though. His last fight, he looked good. So, but Keyshawn Davis looked good in his last fight against Brinchick too. He looked bigger, but he looked good too. Gary Anton Russell ain't all that. He said he doesn't move his head. It's predictable as his attack. I agree, Katie Slim. I agree. I think it's a good fight, man. I don't know. I might lean towards Gary Anton Russell too, but I'm not sure though. I'm not sure. That's a good question. You're right. That Ryo win was a statement for Gary Anton Russell. Gary made a statement, beat up. Yeah, he made a good statement, you know. And Gary Anton Russell's good. Like he beat Rancis Bartholomew. That's a good win. He lost to Alberto Puello, but shit, Keyshawn might lose to Alberto Puello. Alberto Puello, he's a difficult fighter. He's a long, rangy fighter. You know, Sandor Martin, that was a good fight between him and Alberto Puello. But Alberto Puello's a champion, so I think Gary Anton Russell lost to him, split decision loss. So that's not too bad, right? Don't forget to smack that like button. He said Russell beats Tank. Also saw out the Flatbush. I disagree with that. But maybe, I mean, he's at 140. Tank's at 135. So, you know, maybe, I don't know. Those are good fights though. But I'm not gonna say Gary Anton Russell beats any of those guys for sure. We got to see what Keyshawn Davis does, right? Because maybe, let's see if he still goes to 140. Let's see what he does, right? Key got to move to 40. Yeah, I think he does too. I mean, that's what he said, right? You know, I just think that was whack to try to get a, you know, like, I think doing that, like I said, it's not as bad if you would have missed weight and we were like, dang, okay, you missed it by 0.4 pounds. You missed it by half a pound, couple ounces, right? I'm like, okay, bet. That's cool. You missed it by a couple grams. Ain't no pressure. But when you come in 4 pounds, that means you think he was sweating the night before? He said he woke up in the middle of the night, tried to lose 4 pounds. Fuck out of here. Who are you fooling with that one? No, you didn't. You didn't. You know what I'm saying? And it's like to lose 4 pounds, that's craziness. So what I'm saying is that at some point it could have been communicated that you were going to miss weight. And if you communicated that, then this could have been fought at a catch weight. You see what I'm saying? Just because the fight might not have the belt on the line, they could have moved forward with this fight if they would have reported even maybe 2 weeks out. They could have been like, all right, bet, man, we going to switch from 135 to, what's he at? 140? He missed about 4 pounds, so let's go to 139. Boom. 140. Let's move it up to 140. Then they could have accommodated that. But you try to do it like a creep, and you knew you weren't going to make weight, and then try to pull out right at the end, at the weigh-in, and be like, all right, hey, man, I ain't going to make weight, but I know you're going to take the fight anyway because you want to be here on this stage. You want to get paid because you ain't fighting in 2 years. That, bro, it just, I mean, the more I think about it, the more it just makes me make my balls itch. Like, it just makes me feel dirty, bro. It's just, nah, bro, you can't do that, dog. That shit's trash. Yeah, that's trash, bro. They try to hit my boy Edwin De Los Santos with the okie doke.
Know your fucking place, trash.
And going into this fight, I was rooting for Keyshawn because, like I said, I like Keyshawn more. I do like Keyshawn. I don't have nothing against Edwin De Los Santos. I like him too, but definitely he made me root for him. Not just because the dude missed weight, but because he said no. Always stand up for your own well-being because they don't care. People don't care about you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You, bruh or sis, you always look out for your best interest because they don't care. Nobody cares. Not just in boxing, in any walk of life. Nobody cares about you, man. They try to hit you with the okie doke. They try to get over. You know what I'm saying? You might be trying to get on. They trying to get over. You know, so no, do what's best for you all the time in any walk of life. He said, on Ducky, what's the crack with Haney and Lopez? I'm out of the loop. No problem. I got you. And all I've seen are very strong opinions and not many explanations. I'm sure you've already been over this numerous times. So my bad. No, you're good. You're good. That's a good question. So to switch gears real quick. And I'm glad you brought up Haney. And this is why I say, whether you like Haney or not, like I said, I put money on Ryan Garcia before the PEDs, before the scandal, before the racism and all that stuff. I was rooting for Ryan Garcia. I put my money on him. But I don't hate Devin Haney. Nor do I love Ryan Garcia. These guys are boxers. These young men and young women are fighters. And I like the ones that are very good at the sport. And something about their personality attracts me to them. You know what I'm saying? To like them like that. But I don't excuse anybody for any type of mistreatment of others or violation of any type of rules, right? So once Ryan Garcia cheated, I was done with him. And plus all the racism and stuff like that. But the reason why I say like I put Devin Haney's face on there is because I want people to recognize Devin Haney. I respect what De Los Santos did, right? But we should all respect what Devin Haney did, because Devin Haney still took the fight. Now, if you want to say, oh, maybe Devin Haney was arrogant, he didn't think there was no chance of hell for Ryan Garcia to beat him, that's a possibility too, but we're not going to omit that. You know, I'm not oblivious to that. But at the same time, I want you to realize what position you put these fighters in when you don't uphold your end of the bargain. And when De Los Santos could only, I'm gonna applaud him, and I'm gonna have his back and stick up for him when people talk about the Edwin De Los Santos. But you know, there's gonna be people call him a coward. I've already seen it. People say, "Oh, Edwin De Los Santos was weak. He should have just took the fight anyway. Who cares about 3 pounds, bitch? You not fighting. You in a bust a grape in a food fight. You want to tell somebody else how they should go about their own business? You can't even handle your own business." It's crazy to me, man. So it's funny Keyshawn calls himself the businessman. I'm glad that Edwin De Los Santos is the one that stood on business. But I want to say this. As much as I applaud Edwin De Los Santos, we should also applaud Devin Haney, because Devin Haney still took the fight. And if Devin Haney would not have taken the fight, people would have called him a coward. So when you do stuff like this, you put your opponent in a very compromising position, because there are idiots and imbeciles and donkeys out there that don't think they think that you should just fight anybody. Keyshawn Davis could have came in there with a gosh dang sword, a Uzi, a machine gun, and a polar bear, and they would have still said Edwin De Los Santos should fight him, because they don't care. They don't care about people's well-being. Like they don't care about nothing, bro. So you know, I mean, look how people are treating Devin Haney. They're saying, "Oh, PEDs don't matter." What do you mean PEDs don't matter? What you mean 3 pounds don't matter? PEDs don't matter. You still should have won. No, bro, it's boxing. They have weight classes for a reason. So I think that everybody should take this as an example. While we should applaud Edwin De Los Santos, we should also put respect on Devin Haney's name, because Devin Haney still took the fight. He probably regrets it, but he did take it. So I think we should put a little respect on these fighters who are courageous and brave enough to still take a fight, even when the odds are stacked against them, even when their opponent is not holding up their end of the bargain, even when their opposition is willing to cheat them. We should put some respect on these fighters, man, because fighters do get hurt, right? But let me answer this question, man. Shout out to Mary. He said, what up? We got Ty in the building, Kendrick in the building. What up? He said, a big member in the building. Kendrick in the building, Ty in the building. He said, so with Teofimo and Devin Haney, the situation is that Turkey offered them the fight, and Teofimo essentially turned it down. I mean, unfortunately, we won't be getting Haney versus Teofimo. I don't even get why people are saying that it's anybody else's fault besides Teofimo. His managers came out and said that Teofimo pulled out because of personal reasons. So I mean, they didn't add any specificity, but there's no specificity needed, right? He said that Teo pulled out for personal reasons. That means that Teo pulled out. So there's no question. Now, if you want to say years ago, Devin Haney ducked Teo, or years ago, Teo ducked Devin Haney, that's up to you and your business. I don't really care about that. I just know about here and now. And I know that Teofimo has been complaining about the lack of money he's been earning throughout the course of his career. And then when everybody wants to get money, they go up with Turkey. He's with Turkey. Turkey offered him the fight, so you know that money issue was no longer an issue when it comes to Big Turk and that bag that he's willing to pass out. If you turn that down, that means it's not the money. That means it's something else. And according to his own team, it's personal reasons. So you know, Teofimo definitely ducked Devin Haney, just like he ducked Boots, just like he ducked Brian Norman, just like he ducked Terrence Crawford, just like he ducked Devontae, just like he ducked everybody that he called out and didn't fight. We got my boy Define Irony in the building. Big member in the building. What's good, brethren? Yeah, so Teofimo, man, he just, oh my gosh, big right hand. Oh boy. Big right hand for Bernardin. Pagan took it well though. Yeah, so like I said, man, Teofimo is just, I don't now I will say this though. That doesn't mean the fight can't happen in the future. It just means it's not happening right now. You know, they could renegotiate and get back, you know, and get back to it, but as of right now, the fight is not happening. And originally it was scheduled to be on August 16th. And so right now, as it sits at this very moment, Teofimo was looking for an opponent and Devin Haney's looking for an opponent. Oh yeah, thank you, Irony. Yeah, Subro Matias. He said he wanted to fight Subro Matias. He also didn't fight him. So yeah, he ducked him too. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you, Irony. I forgot about Subro Matias. Yep. Oh, I forgot about Richardson Hitchens as well. Richardson Hitchens wanted to fight him too. Oh, I forgot about Arnold Barbosa too, but he finally fought Arnold Barbosa. Arnold Barbosa been in mandatory for what, a year and a half? He said Edward Smart. Yep, and Keyshawn's a clown. Don't deserve it. I agree with that. And like I said, I like Keyshawn, but I can't defend this, man. In fact, I wouldn't want to. Like I said, the whole way that he went about it there was nothing accidental or unintentional about him not making weight. That was completely planned and premeditated, and that shit is trash. I'm watching the Brandon Moore versus Stanley Wright card on DAZN. Nice 1-2 from Pagan. Bernardin wraps up. Ducking on Barbosa, that's just shame on you. I ain't gonna say he was ducking him, but he definitely wasn't enthused about fighting him. I'll say that. He ended up whooping him anyway, though. So shout out to Teofimo for that. But how long was Arnold Barbosa's mandatory? You know, so Liam Parle said he wanted to fight Teofimo when he won the title. Jack Catterall said he wanted to fight Teofimo after he beat Josh Taylor. So my guy Isaiah was good. He said nasty word die for Keyshawn, and the extra call out to Mason that Keyshawn knew he couldn't even make the weight was sad. Yeah, I agree 1,000%. 1,000%. Very sad. Very weak too, man. I lost a lot of respect for Keyshawn Davis, man. Like I said, it's one thing to miss weight, but the way you go about it. You know, it's like I said, it wasn't as disrespectful as Ryan Garcia. But remember, Ryan Garcia was up there drinking a beer and missed 3. Bro, you should get suspended, bro. Like, you know, I don't think we appreciate how disrespectful that is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like when you come in, you know, Ryan Garcia will come in there sipping on a beer, and even if it wasn't really beer, it doesn't matter. He tried to make it seem like it was a beer with whatever the contents that were in the bottle doesn't matter. It's inconsequential. The fact he made it seem like he was sipping on beer, very nonchalant, missed weight, whatever, was cool with it. Keyshawn Davis coming here talking about, oh yeah, the fight's still gonna happen. We still gonna have the fight anyway, man. I've been struggling to make weight for 135 for years, and it don't matter. I'm going up after this, and the fight's gonna happen anyway. It's not gonna stop nothing. What do you mean it's not going to stop anything? Oh, so Edwin De Los Santos ain't got a choice? All right, bet. Hold my beer. You know, I'll show you if I got a choice or not. Clown. I'll show you if I got a choice or not. Clown. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like I said, I think he should be suspended. I ain't going to lie. I don't mean no little suspend. I'm talking about a year. At least a year. But we know it's not going to happen because Ryan Garcia only got a year, right? And he didn't even get suspended for missing weight. So, you know, I think that... shout out to the Japan Boxing Commission, the JBC. I think that this is why I said that I think we should have like a global commission that regulates and runs boxing, because I definitely think that everybody should employ the JBC's style of commissioning. They don't play that. They don't play that at all. Like I said, John Rio Casimero, the Filipino former champion, he came in 1 pound overweight against the American Saul Sanchez in Japan. They're supposed to fight at 122. John Rio Casimero, JRC, came in at 123. He was suspended for a year for 1 pound. And I love it. I think that's a lot of people don't think that's right. They think it's unfair. Well, you know what's unfair? You not abiding by the rules that you negotiated, that you signed contractually. That's not fair. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair. So if you won't be people, you could say, oh, a year's too long. It's just 1 pound. Well, I mean, if it's just 1 pound, why didn't you take it off? And I like John Rio Casimero, but I don't bend the rules for anybody, bro. Make the weight, bro. If you can't make the weight, move your fat ass up. It's simple. You don't have to fight at 122. You don't have to fight at 135. There's nothing that's keeping you there besides your own ambition or your own desire to have an advantage. And if you could have an advantage and you could do so within the confines of the rules, cool, do it. But if you can't do it, what does that look like to me? To me, it looks like Janibek, who fights at 160 and he misses weight. It looks like you're scared to fight at 168 because you'll lose your advantage. So Keyshawn Davis, you fight at 135 and you miss a weight by 4 pounds. It looks like you might be a little scared to go to 140, cousin. That's what it looks like. It might not be true, but that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. Jay Boxer, what it do, brethren? Good to see you, bro. Unhinged was good. He had the nerve to smile and flex on the scale. Like, yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's why I'm telling you, bro. And like I said, I'm not trying to pile on. I'm just saying what I see. If you go, this man said I blame Bowback's Cheetos. Nah, you disrespectful, bro.
Here you go. Oh shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful.
The man said he blamed Bowback's Cheetos. Come on, man. Y'all got chill. But I do blame Bomac too. Bomac knew. I agree with you, Jay, but all jokes aside, I blame Bomac too. Bro, like I said, I think that boxing, I think everybody, the more people accountable, the better, because it won't eliminate, but it will heavily mitigate these things from happening. Whether you talk about PEDs, whether you talk about coming in overweight, whatever you're talking about, the more people that are held accountable. Oh boy, that was a big right hand. That could have been a knockdown too. Boy, that man fell like this into the turnbuckle. Oh Lord. So much as I critique Davis, all the people that said 3 pounds don't matter for Ryan, shut the fuck up. Thank you, Kendrick. That's exactly what I said too. I've said that already. I said, if you did not critique Ryan for 3 pounds, like there's a lot of people I've been seeing that were not vocal about Ryan Garcia missing 3 pounds. Like that Dan Canobio guy. I like him, but I didn't see him that vocal about Ryan Garcia missing 3 pounds. All of a sudden, everybody's coming out. Oh yeah, man, Ryan, Keyshawn Davis is so unprofessional. He missed it by 4 pounds. He should be reprimanded. Why were you quiet against when it came to Ryan Garcia? If you were quiet about Ryan Garcia, then you should be quiet now. Simple as that. If you're quiet about Janabek missing weight, you should be quiet now. If you're quiet about Gustavo Limos missing 6 pounds, you should be quiet now. I'm just saying. But yeah, I think Bomac should be punished too, because Bomac knew as well. And I'm not just saying, but I also said the same thing. I said that I think Derek James should have been punished when Ryan Garcia missed weight and came in with PEDs. You should be punished, bro. Because the more like I keep giving this example, if I'm the fighter, right, and let's say Marion is my trainer, right, and let's say Kendrick is my promoter, you don't think that they know that whether I'm gonna make weight or not? You don't think they might not know if I'm on PEDs, but you don't think they have a little hint, they have a little idea that I might be doing something I ain't supposed to be doing? So therefore, if I come in with PEDs and I get suspended 2 years, then maybe my trainer, Marion, should lose their license for 6 months, meaning they can't train anybody for 6 months. Maybe my promoter, Kendrick, should have to forfeit $1 million, meaning that some of their purse has to get docked. Absolutely. Because then now, next time I fight, you know who's going to make sure that I'm not on PEDs? First of all, I'm going to make sure I'm not on PEDs, but then Marion's also going to make sure I'm not on PEDs too, because they don't want to be in trouble. They don't want their reputation to be tarnished. Then you know what? Kendrick's going to make sure that he's not representing a fighter that's on PEDs, because he don't want to lose $1 million. So when you govern yourself as a committee or as a village, then it adds more accountability. Because right now, when you're in America, us Americans, we don't even care that somebody came in 3 pounds overweight and was on PEDs. We just say, oh yeah, PEDs don't matter. Performance enhancing drugs don't enhance your performance. That's really a question, because people like or don't like Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia. Bunch of bitches. It's crazy to me, bro. I've never seen it before in my life. I've never seen this type of activity before in my life. He said Bomac was his nutrition. He said chill on. I like Bomac though, but yeah, I think that they definitely knew, bro. You don't accidentally miss weight by 4 pounds, bro. I was an amateur boxer. You think my coach didn't know if I was gonna make weight or not? My coach was right there with me. He's checking my weight every day. And this amateurs, bro, amateurs. I never fought as a professional. My amateur boxing coach. I had 2 amateur boxing coaches. They both knew my weight when it was time for me to go fight. Hey Doc, you make your weight. Hey Doc, you run. I'm always running. I was always a fitness guy in my gym, But you go hit the scale today? Oh, we go spar. Okay, I hit the scale for me one time. Let me see what you like before you go home. Oh, we about to travel? Okay, bet. Go ahead, hit this scale for me. Because if you don't make such and such weight, you're not coming. And what are we talking about, bro? That's amateur. That's for fun. We talk about professional with millions and millions of dollars. You think they didn't know that he wasn't gonna make weight? Fuck out of here. By 4 pounds? Fuck out of here. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. This is a good opportunity for Mason getting that main event spot. Yeah, facts. I don't think we should rush Mason though. I'm not saying that you're saying that, TM. I think that Mason should be still. I think he should be moved on progressively. I think Emiliano Vargas, a young bull, moved on progressively. We don't need to rush these young guys, man. We don't need, or girls, because as soon as they lose, we're gonna throw them away. Nah. Edwin looked like he killed himself to make that weight, Ray B. Facts. You see how his eyes were all sunken in? And you gonna come in 4 pounds overweight. You didn't even try to make weight. You coming in comfortable. You're already bigger than me. Man, freak that, man. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos for not taking that fight, man. Big salute to him, for sure. Herb said 4 pounds on purpose. Absolutely. 3 pounds is on purpose. 2 pounds might be on purpose. Like I said, I think that every time you miss weight, it should come with a suspension. Now, if you miss weight Under 1 pound, okay, bet. You know what I'm saying? Then you still should get reprimanded, maybe like a fine, maybe not a suspension. But everything over a pound, I think we should treat it just like the Japan Boxing Commission. Everything over a pound, you get suspended. Like I said, I give this example till I can't talk no more. John Rio Casimiro, the Filipino former champion, he fought the American Saul Sanchez. They fought at 122. You know they fought in Japan because Japan is the mecca of boxing for the smaller weights. Go look this up. I'm not lying. Look it up. John Rio Casimiro missed weight by 1 pound. I think it was 1.2 pounds, 1.25 pounds exactly, 1.25 pounds. He missed weight for a super bantamweight matchup. 122. He came in at 123. You know what happened? He got suspended for a year by the Japan Boxing Commission. That's what the freak is supposed to happen. And that was not a title fight. So imagine what Ryan Garcia would have got for coming in 3 pounds overweight and being on PEDs in Japan. What do you think Keyshawn Davis would have got for coming in 4.5 pounds overweight or 4.3, whatever it was? What do you think Gustavo Lemos would have got if he came in 6 pounds overweight? I'm telling you, bro. You know, how many times do you see fighters miss weight in Japan? I don't know how many times I don't know how much you watch the smaller weights, but I'll tell you right now from experience, it doesn't happen often. You know why? Because they'll ban your stupid ass. And they'll tell your fat ass, not only move up, but you got to move out. You can't fight here no more. You can't fight in Osaka. You can't fight in Tokyo. You can't fight in the anime pub down the street. You can't fight in the back. You can't fight in Japan. Period. That's gangster, bro. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. But it's not going to be like that. If Keyshawn wants to, he's going to be able to get a fight in a couple months with somebody else. And I'm not saying that's not okay. That's cool because we're okay with it for other fighters. I'm saying that it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be okay for Janabek and Lincolnuli, who missed weight against Andre Mikhailovich. It shouldn't be okay for Gustavo Lemos, who's missed weight against Keyshawn. It shouldn't be okay for Ryan Garcia, who missed weight against Devin Haney, and for Ryan Garcia, who missed weight against Oscar Duarte, and Ryan Garcia, who missed weight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Well, he didn't miss weight because they made a catch weight at 136, but somehow people blame Tank for draining him, even though they moved the limit up to 136 to favor Ryan Garcia. You know what I'm saying? This guy habitually doesn't make weight, but somehow they blame their opponents. Anyway, all those guys and girls that make or miss that miss weight should be punished. 2 years off, facts. And the Edwin voice, the boxing novice was good. Abdullah is a weight bully too. I disagree, Jay. I feel like, okay, I agree, Jay, but I got to add some nuance to that. He said, I agree, a 10,000%. Shout out to you, Irony. I got to add some nuance to that. There's a difference. Joshua Pagan improved to 13-0. There's a difference between a weight bully that misses weight, like what Keyshawn tried to do, like what Gustavo Lemos did, what Ryan Garcia does. You know what I'm saying? And a couple times David Benavidez did it. You know, I want to... You know, he makes weight most of the time, but a couple of times he missed, right? So there's a difference between that kind of weight bully and a weight bully like, let's say, Devin Haney. I call Devin Haney a weight bully. Ty, don't beat me up. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me put out my trio bills in the chat. I call Devin Haney and David Benavidez weight bullies. But the thing about them, especially in Devin Haney makes weight. He's a consummate professional. So to me, if you could make weight and then you blow up afterwards, well, that's your business now, because that's up to you and your opponent to contractually iron that out. If you don't want somebody to blow up, then put the rehydration clause in. But you know what's crazy about us boxing fans? We'll call you a punk for having a rehydration clause, but then we'll call you stupid for not stopping your opponent from coming in 20 pounds above the weight limit. It's like the fighters can't win, bro. But Abdullah, yeah, I agree, Pila. I can't say Abdullah's a weight bully. Does he belong at 140? Maybe. But if you can make the weight, then you fight at whatever you can fight at. You see what I'm saying? To me, weight bullying is not just like a lot of people, and this is my opinion now, but that's not opinion, that's a fact. But it's my opinion. Whether you care or not, that's up to you. But this is a fact. Nobody is supposed to fight at their walk around weight. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ty. See, and I agree with what Ty just said. See, Ty just said, nah, if you make the weight, you're not a weight bully. That's a fact.
Yeah.
Because somebody told me Gabriela Fedora is a weight bully. Somebody told me Sebastian Fedora is a weight bully. It's like, no, she's not a weight bully, and neither is her brother Sebastian. They make weight, bro. If you make weight, and then if it's in the contract that you could blow up, whatever, then that's cool. So, but the reason why I say that, I got to add a distinction, and shout out to Ty, because Ty is very consistent, and that's all. I just want consistency. I don't care what you think, just be consistent. You know, don't show blatant favoritism, right? To me, what Devin Haney does, he makes weight and then he blows up. David Benavidez usually makes weight and then he blows up. I don't think that's a problem. Everybody uses rules to their benefit, right? Let's take it to basketball. Let's take it outside the confines of boxing, right? It's not boxing specific. Let's take it outside the confines of boxing, right? James Harden be flopping, right? And then what happens in the playoffs? Well, he doesn't get those calls because they grade it differently, and now he's penalized for it. So it's gonna eventually catch up to you. But if you have a tactic and you know how to swipe your arm in the defender and make them call a foul, then you're using those tactics in your advantage. And so that's what Devin Haney's doing, right? He's using the rules in his advantage. He's making weight and then he's blowing up. If Kambosos or whoever his opponents are, Ramirez or who was his last, anybody else, if they don't want to be like, hey man, you can't come in 15 pounds above the weight limit. If they don't want to do that, then bet. Then you can't complain. You can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think there's definitely nothing illegal. So some people, when they say weight bully, they say it like it's illegal. There's nothing illegal about that. You know, it's up to the rules. Like you find the IBF, you can't do that. You can't do that. You know, because the IBF, they implement their own rehydration clause. You can't come in, 10 pounds above the weight limit the next day at the morning of. So I love that. I think that all those sanctioned bodies, it would behoove them to adapt the same rules. You know what I'm saying? WBO with President Gustavo Oliveira, the WBC with President Mauricio Solomon, WBA with President Gilberto Mendoza. They should all do what the IBF and President Daryl Peoples do. They should implement a rehydration limit, in my opinion. But it is what it is. Boxing's a dirty game. Yeah, they said Davino's a weight bully. They say everybody's a weight bully. They say Keyshawn Davis is a weight bully. Now he looks like a weight bully. I didn't think Keyshawn was a weight bully until now. You know, he's a weight bully now for sure. For sure. He wasn't before in my eyes. Berlanga, he made weight with Canelo, then the next day. Yeah, exactly. He was over 60, 75. You feel me, Jay? You feel me? So yeah, to me, that's weight, but he made weight. Shout out to my guy Cinnamon. It didn't matter. My boy Cinnamon still put them paws on him. But yes, I would call that a weight bully as well. That's a great example, Jay. Edgar Berlanga, what he does. You know what I'm saying? So when Canelo says, hey, now I'm not just saying this because I like Canelo, because I like David Benavidez too, but when he says, hey man, David Benavidez is just going to come in 20 pounds heavier, he's telling the truth. Now, if you want to question, okay, you're cool with Edgar Berlanga coming in 20 pounds, why you ain't cool with David Benavidez, you know? Then that's a fair question, which I think I have the answer, you know, but yeah, I think that these are things that fighters have to account for, because once again, people are going to take advantage of you, bro. They're not trying to give you a fair chance, bro. They just trying to make sure that they put the beats on you. They don't care. They don't care, man. I'm very disappointed in I mean, it don't matter. I mean, Keyshawn don't know me. He doesn't know me, and I don't know him, but I'm very disappointed in him, man. I thought that was super corny. Like I said, I didn't like what Adrian Broner did it to Vicente Escobedo either. That's, if you go back, I don't know how long y'all been watching boxing, but if you go back and watch, I know Ty knows this. If you go back and watch Adrian Broner versus Vicente Escobedo, he did the same thing. But Vicente Escobedo took the fight. And the poor dude was out there crying, talking about he had to take the fight because he needed the money for his newborn kid. And it is what it is. You took the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, but, you know, I didn't like that move. I thought it was whack, but at the same time, you gotta look out for yourself, man, because you taking them punches. He said shit just got real. Keyshawn 100% weight bully. He tried pulling a riot on DLS with a 2-year layoff for blood clots. See, I'm not gonna go that far. I'm not gonna say that. Oh, he definitely didn't pull a Ryan, because Ryan had PEDs. So that's number one. But number two, I wouldn't. That's a fair assessment, Isaiah, because that is what happened, right? Those are the circumstances. De Los Santos has a 2-year layoff, and he has had the prior injury. But I'm not gonna say that Keyshawn Davis is a demon like that. He did it because the dude had the blood clots. You know, maybe he was gonna do this against any opponent. But it's hard for me to defend it because that's the circumstances, right? He did come in overweight against a guy who had a 2-year layoff and had blood clots and shoulder issues, whatever. But it's not Keyshawn's responsibility to make sure that the fighter he's fighting is healthy. But it is his responsibility to make sure that he's abiding by the rules for his own person. And so that's why I hold against him. And he didn't do that. Have y'all talked about the fake Hall of Fame? Fake Hall of Fame? No. What's the fake Hall of Fame, Oscar? Oh, you talk about Lomachenko? No, I haven't talked about that. Shout out to Lomachenko. Hey, Selena Promotions got a nice little stable of lady fighters, though. One time for the ladies, man. One time for the ladies. Yeah, Franchon's coming up. Yeah, she's a co-main event. Yep. And I believe this belt is going to be the Juneteenth belt on the line. The commemorative Juneteenth belt. One time for freedom. You know what I'm talking about? For all my brothers and sisters of all complexions. He said at this point, even Bob Arum. Yeah, facts. But I will say this though, in Bob Arum's defense, he did come out and denounce it. He said that he was not expecting Hey, one time for Mary Jo Sanders, Jessica Chavez, and Anna Sophie Mathis, female fighters in the Hall of Fame, and one time for the ladies. Boxing Hall of Fame, man, 2025. I will say this though. Bob Arum did come on and denounce Keyshawn. He said that, yeah, you know, he didn't think Keyshawn was going to do that. He didn't know. And so, yeah, that's all you got to do is denounce it, man. Oscar De La Hoya should take notes because, you know, when Ryan Garcia was overweight and on PEDs, he didn't denounce it. He made excuses for it. You know, shout out to Bob Arum. I'm not a big Bob Arum fan, but shout out to him for that. Don't defend the nonsense, man. I mean, he didn't kill him for it, but he said, yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I'm disappointed in Keyshawn. So shout out to Bob for that. Keyshawn has a big asterisk on his name for I didn't like that movie. I mean, like I said, he's young though. He could bounce back. He's only 26 if I'm not mistaken. You know, we'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. I mean, yeah. Someone said it earlier, man. I'm disappointed from the standpoint that it's less boxing, but we're still gonna enjoy it because Abdullah Mason versus Jeremiah Nakataya is Nakatia or Nakataya. Nakatia. That's still a good fight. We got the other two Davis brothers. I'm not gonna lie, man. What's the older brother's name? I'm rooting for I am rooting for Nahir Albright. I guess the older is that Kelvin Davis? He seems like a front runner to me too. I don't know, man. I don't think he's that good. I think he more so be acting. But we'll see. We shall see. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he is that good, but I don't see it. I think so, J Sharp. I think that's Kelvin, right? Kelvin's the oldest one. Yeah, he's going against Nahir Albright. He said Keyshawn playing with fire. You don't play with Bob's cash like that. Talk to him. Hey, Bob gonna set him up with the Bob gonna set him up with the mob. But I was gonna say, man, anybody want to call in, man, you can call in. But we're doing a new little I'm doing like a new format where you call in, you know what I'm saying? You get to talk for like, we're going to put a timer on for 3 minutes, get your thoughts off. If you want to have a conversation back and forth with me, let me know. If you want to just get your thoughts off, then we'll let you go. You know what I'm saying? So anybody want to call in, man, the Discord is open. You just let me know, man. We're testing out a new format, man, as opposed to just having people just come in and chill the whole time for the show when I opened up the calls at the end. I want people to call in, you know what I'm saying? So Oscar, if you want to call in and talk about the fake Hall of Famer, call in. We could talk about it, brother. Call in, bro. Used to punch on Kelvin. But Doc kept telling me be nice every time his name came up. I did, bro. Be nice, bro. Let him live. But I do agree with you though. I'm seeing it, and I'm trying to give him a chance still, man. I already know, my boy Todd don't be playing, man. I want to give him a chance, but it's just I don't know. I don't know if I can pick Nahir Albright to win, But I do think the time, I don't know if it's this time. I don't know if it's tomorrow. But I do think that whenever he does step up, I think he gonna get smoked. It's gonna be bad. I could be wrong. Kids wilding at the moment. All right, bet. Anybody want to call in? Not just Oscar. Anybody want to call in? Pacers are OKC. Woo, peel out, bro. That game was, bro. You know what's crazy? Peel out. I fell asleep. I was so mad at myself, but I was tired, bro. I fell asleep at halftime, man. I woke up. My partner hit me up. And I saw that big game winner shot by Tyrese Halliburton, boy. I still got OKC, though. Okay, so look, this is what Samson said. He said Samson Lukowicz, who's a promoter of De Los Santos, said we renegotiated 10 pounds more money, but we concluded that Davis never tried to make weight. Exactly, he didn't. He was dancing on the scale. I didn't want that what happened to Haney and Garcia to happen. We canceled the fight. And shout out to Samson Lukowicz. Shout out to Samson Lukowicz. I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to Samson Lukowicz. That's fire. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos. He said, we renegotiated 10 pounds and more money, but we concluded that Davis never even tried to make the weight. He was dancing up there on the scale. I didn't want what happened to Haney and Garcia to happen with my fighter. We canceled the fight. Shout out to them, man. Always put your fighter at the, well-being at the forefront. Prioritize your fighter's well-being, man. And I think that's a good look as a promoter. That's going to attract more people to want to have you represent them. That's dope, bro. Don't go for the okie doke, man. Do not put your fighter through that, bro. People's lives get changed for the better with boxing, and sometimes it gets changed for the worse. You could get a chronic injury, potentially even fatal. You know what I'm saying? So, no, bro. Is that Clarissa Shields back there? Is that the GWOAT? Is that the GWOAT back there and all that pink? Yeah, Franson Cruz is our homie, so she's probably there to support. Yeah, man, the OKC defense is back in there. Yes, it was. But that's crazy, though. The Pacers had a bad game. All those turnovers, and they still won. That's scary. I gave Keyshawn a pass at first, but this one I'm holding him on to the fire. What was his first mistake, Kendrick? What was his first mistake? Can you remind me? I don't remember. Shout out to Big Dog Willie, man. Yes, sir. My boy, Big Dog Willie. Renewing that membership for another 30 days. He said he's here for us to keep going. He's not going nowhere.
I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. The show goes on.
Shout out to my guy, Big Dog Willie, with the 3 months, man. I appreciate that, brother. Nah, fuck Samson. Laugh our ass off. Because what is the other way in favor of this guy? He quiet. True. That's a fact. You're right. But that's not his job to favor the other guy. It's his job to take care of his guy, But you're right, though, Ty. You're right. I don't understand how you act like a tough guy and after you moving up, mess up the bag, you lost a very little pool you had. Facts. I agree. Like I said, I still think he could bounce back. I don't want to be super hard on him. Running Red, what's good, brethren? My guy. Big member in the building. For the tweed. Oh, don't forget. Come on, Pill Out. You just told me not to forget about Junto Nakatani. What are we talking about? Have you ever seen me forget about anybody else in Japan? For the morning fights? Tighten up, Pill Out. Don't disrespect me, bro. You don't forget. We was up for the Yoshiki Takei fight. You don't forget. We was up when a shot to Sigioka too, man. Hopefully he's okay. He is recovering well though. But we were up when Sigioka was fighting when he lost to Sigioka, got carried out on a stretcher. Pedro Tataran. We were up for that, bro. Where you was at? You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Big Dog Willie dropping that bread, that cheese, that butter. Yes, sir, man. He said Keyshawn missing weight. It's Tank's fault. Wait, what? Wait, hold on. You said Keyshawn missing weight is Tank's fault.
What?
How'd you do that? How'd you do that, Willie? Keyshawn missing weight is Tank fault. Pure facts.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. I'll tell you the Discord when you're ready. I bet. Yo, what's good, Rap? Yes, sir. We gonna be live for it though. Peel out, good Lord willing. All right, we got this fight coming up. Franson Cruz going against Ortiz. Let's get it, man. I'm about to pull up my boy Kendrick in the Discord. We got Cruz in the light blue and the navy blue. Oh Lord, Ortiz. Oh, Ortiz look. Hold on. Ortiz in the white. They both look healthy. We got the American versus the Mexican fighter. The American fighter Crews-Dezurn versus the Mexican fighter Ortiz. This is the title fight, y'all. And I don't know what happened to Dina Thursland though, man. She Sharetta Metcalf has a new opponent. Dina Thursland pulled out. What the heck? What's up with that? I don't know what happened to her though. I know she pulled out, but I don't know what happened. In there mauling, man. She in there mauling, ain't it? Let me pull up my guy Kendrick so he could talk to me. Oof, my neck. My guy, what's good, brethren?
Yo.
Kendrick in the
What's
building.
good?
What up, bro?
Man, you caught me right before I poured my drink out, man. I was about to snap. So, Keyshawn Davis, man. Now, as a fan of a fighter, I hold my fighters to a high standard.
Cause you're a real one,
right? Keyshawn, he fucked up before. You asked me how he fucked up.
Yep, I don't
fucked
remember.
up by smoking weed.
Oh, okay, but then the here Albright joint. Okay,
that's
Texas.
number one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's number one.
That's true. That's
right.
True.
Very
that's
unprofessional.
True. Yep.
You know what it is.
Yep.
And he admitted to it.
Yep.
Right. He said, "Yeah, I knew I got away with it a couple times. This, that, and third. Right.
Yep.
So I tried it again.
Yep.
Okay. Say less. Number two. Now you go ahead and do this, and then you get on there looking, have the nerve to flex on that. Like you, like yo, bro.
Flex on him.
And then you have an hour to try, and you don't even try.
Oh yeah, he knew what's going on.
Nah, I'm not going.
Yep.
I'm not respecting that. And when we talking about boxing, we talking about weight classes. Weight classes are important. They're there for a reason. I'm not going.
Not going. Me either.
Keyshawn Davis is not ready for the spotlight. He's not ready to be a star. He's not mature enough. He called himself a businessman. This is worse than Trump business.
That's true. It's bad business.
It's bad business.
Hey, your name the businessman. You right about that? Hey, I can't. You cooking right now.
You're a businessman and you're not even fulfilling contracts. Come on, do something about that. Trash.
Facts.
Trash.
Hey, all facts, man. Kendrick is cooking right now, man.
Know your fucking
At the end of the day,
Go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
Okay, I was like, at the end of the day, he had number one a homecoming. Well, a second roundabout at home. You letting down not only your fans, you letting down your people, you letting down all the people who spent money to come see you.
Yep, that's a fact.
Your family, you letting down all these people, and he don't even realize that he carries the DB brothers band, like he carries that whole brand.
Yep, that's a fact.
So you acting like this, you can't even get your brothers paid no more.
Nope, not the DB2. They need DB3. Oh man, especially him.
Big L by Keyshawn, and I think he let everything get to his head. He let all of the fame and all of the shine and all of that shit get to his head, and he forgot what it was about. And that's why I respect the dudes like a Tank, like a Shakur, like a Haney, who could deal with the pressure and still do what they need to do as far as getting to the ring at least.
I agree, man. Hey, I can't disagree with anything. I think you just said all facts.
Even T.O. ugly ass.
Yeah. He makes weight. You're right. You're right about that, man. To me, what stood out, what you said was the fact that that you like him and you hold him to a higher standard. A lot of people can't relate to that, man. I think that's probably the well, I ain't gonna say the best thing you said, but that was a very dope thing you said. Because yeah, I mean the people that came out, Vic was out there, man. Mike Vick was out there. Allen Iverson.
Yeah, AI out there.
Come on now.
You had the trick. Come on, bro.
Come on, bro. Come on now. AI out there. Now you're not even fighting. How you feel? Shitty, bro. Like I said, it's a tough lesson, but hopefully it's still a lesson and he learns, you know. Hopefully it's not one that he can't recover from. I think he can recover. But yeah, I agree with you 1,000%, man. All the people that came out, people bought tickets, people traveled if they traveled, you know. Mike Vick out there, AI out there. You doing all this other stuff, calling out other fighters. Yeah, nonchalant about it, like it don't matter. The fight's still gonna happen, and that's why I was happy that Edwin canceled it the most, because it's like, bro, like you just think it's gonna happen like that, huh? You ain't apologize, nothing. You just think, you just know it's gonna happen still. All right, bet.
Crazy. You act like he's not gonna get paid if he don't fight you. You already forfeited your purse.
Come on now. So, yep. So now I agree with you 1,000%, man.
Yeah, bro. Keyshawn, clown, Loma, not Hall of Fame. I'm out.
All right, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, bro.
Oh man, shout out to my guy Kendrick. Now I gotta cook on that a little bit, chat. Hey, shout out to my guy Kendrick calling in. Anybody want, and that's the thing too, especially when you're a member. Shout out to Kendrick. You don't have to just call in one time. Now ain't no limit. You keep calling in, man. I shout out to you see how I let him cook. That man cooking, man. He a member, you get extra time. You know how that go. But shout out to Kendrick, man. And yeah, there's nothing else I could even add. I feel like he articulated that perfectly. I think he broke it down. Like I didn't even get to that part. I didn't even think about that part. You know, I was so what's the word I'm looking for? I was so caught up in the fact that what he did to Edwin, I didn't think about what he did to his fans. I didn't think about what he did to the DMV area, right? 'Cause that's part of DMV, right? Then DC, Maryland, Virginia. So I didn't even think about what about the people that showed up for him, and so many people that bought tickets. They didn't buy, no disrespect, but they didn't buy tickets to see Keyshawn Davis. They didn't buy tickets to see Kelvin Davis. They didn't buy tickets to see, maybe some people bought tickets to see, oh, they wrestling out here. Maybe some people bought some tickets to see Abdullah Mason, but they didn't buy tickets to see Troy Isley. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, those people that travel, oh man, it hurt your brand, bro. Because now people can't trust you. They feel like, okay, bet he's supposed to fight this weekend, but is he really gonna fight? Is he gonna pull Edwin De Los Santos move, or a move like he did on Edwin De Los Santos and come in overweight? Kendrick is absolutely right. And I forgot about the knee here. I didn't forget about it, but it just slipped my mind when he said this is his second offense, and I was like, yeah, I forgot, you know, about the near hair Albright when he was smoking weed, and he was like, yeah, I did that before too. So it's just he really has to be that guy. He really has to come in shining. He really has to put on, because right now his reputation is looking bad and it's turning people off. It's gonna turn people off because a lot of us wanted to see some good fights this weekend, and this was the biggest fight this weekend. It's not the only fight this weekend, but it was the biggest one. So yeah, man, I think that I think another thing that he said too is important. Is like, you gotta know how to handle the star power. Like, if you like, whether you like Tank or not, he handles the star power very well. Whether you like Shakur or not, he handles it well. Whether you like Devin Haney or not, he handles it well. Consummate professionals, they don't miss weight. You know what I'm saying? Whether you like Teofimo or not, which you know I don't, he makes weight. You know, whether you like, I don't know, AJ's different because he's heavyweight. You know, so they don't really have to make weight, but he still represents himself well. You know, Canelo represents himself well. My boy Cinnamon, you know, so you got to look at things like that, and that's part of being a star, you know. So yeah, Mr. Grandy was good. Oscar says in the Discord, all right, bet unacceptable for Keyshawn. I agree 1,000%, Rep. He said, but we can't say Tank and Shakur both lost belts on the scale. That's true. You're right about that. You're right. They did. You're right. You're right. They lost the weight on. They lost belts on the scale before. You're right about that, Rep. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I'm watching it right now. Them ladies, you said they choking each other. Oh, he said choking leather. My bad. I thought he said, I read choking each other. I don't know, bro. I can't read. My bad. He said, yeah, so I'm watching it right now. Yeah, I got it up right now. They're in the 4th round. 1 minute and 36 seconds left. And Ortiz, Ortiz is putting in that work. He said, I think this is best bet is to fight Frank Martin next. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, that Frank Martin fight is good. Shout out to Frank Martin. He said, imagine being so narcissistic and egomaniac that you make your life biggest mistake and flop at home. Yeah, in front of all your home fans. Yep, and multiple big celebs times come out, area come out. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Multiple big time celebs in the area come out. Yep, I agree. I agree with you. OWU, Original World Union. Like I said, I don't know. I thought that was very arrogant and very egotistical, but I think it's something he could bounce back from. Narcissistic, I don't know. I don't want to go too heavy on him in that regard, but I will say arrogant, and it did seem a little egotistical or egomaniac. I agree with that part. He just, like I said, it's disappointing, but I respect the hell out of Edwin De Los Santos for not taking the fight. Shout out to him. Respect to him. DAZN, Slim Reaper, DAZN. He said they blew it. This is beyond the weight thing. Keyshawn team couldn't see past the mirror. That might be a fair assessment right there. That might be a fair assessment. All right, let me pull up my guy Oscar, man. They chucking leather, boy. He said they chucking leather out here. I thought you said that they choking each other. Because they were on the floor, but you said you chucking leather. Facts. In my age group, we did not pity our athletes we fan. Once they flopped, they were done. Nah, you gotta give him an opportunity. He's only 26 years old. Nah, I ain't gonna throw him away because of that. But he definitely, I think he should be suspended. I'm not gonna say that he should be thrown away. Nah, nobody should be thrown away off of one mistake. This is his first mistake of this. Well, shout out to Kendrick. It's not his first mistake. The weed was his first mistake. He got no contest against Nahir Albright in Texas. That was the first mistake. But this one, I don't think he should be thrown away. But I think he should be suspended. I think anybody who misses weight, whether it's Jenna and Limkanuli, whether it's Ryan Garcia, whether it's Gustavo Limos, or Keyshawn Davis, they should all be suspended, I think. All right, no problem, Slim Reaper. Yeah, I respect DLS. He prioritizes health over money. Yep, something a lot of fighters can't do. Yep, I respect the hell out of DLS. I'm looking forward to his next fight. They pull up my guy, Oscar. And then we go talk about that Lomachenko thing like Oscar wants to talk about. Oscar in the building. What's good, brethren? My brother.
What's going on?
Man, nothing much. Man, what's popping with you, bro? We still sorry for.
I'm eating at the moment.
Oh, now you good.
But, yeah, what's going on?
Nothing much, bro. Ooh, that was a nice left hook. Ooh, wee.
Is this on the zone?
Huh? It's on the zone, yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Man, what you want me to talk about? I got plenty of subjects to talk about.
Whatever you want, man. It's your time. It's your time.
Keyshawn missing weight is not that big of a deal.
You
want to know why?
Why?
Because he ain't got no deal. The fight is dropped.
Okay. You surprised me on that one. I'm gonna say I think it's a big deal. I don't think it's an end all be all, but I definitely think it's a big deal.
Nah, it is a big deal, bro. You got to be suspended, or you got to get like fine, but like big tax fine.
Big tax, facts.
Bob, we know Bob is gonna take care of that because you messed up the bag that he set up for you.
Mm-hmm.
So all them trainers, all them, and you still got to pay Edwin? Hell no.
Yep.
Now, what I don't understand is why Keyshawn, his first title defense.
First, bro.
This is his first title.
Yeah.
His first title defense.
Yep.
Against the guy that was off for 2 years.
Yep.
Now he is forced to move up to 140 because he said it himself he can't make the weight.
Yep.
The very little pull you had, which is the belt.
Yep.
You dropped it. Tio is in back cahoons with Bob, and he's claiming he's injured, so you're not gonna fight him anytime soon.
Nope.
Now you're going into the division that is matchroom and PVC heavy, and you think you're just gonna walk around like 135, where it's top rank heavy.
You're right.
It's not top rank itself.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what I don't understand. That's what it's driving me crazy. Like, you act tough, saying you're not gonna touch him, bro. Why you flexing? You should be like, what? It's not like you're gonna go up and get a title shot now. You're in the back of the line, and let's be honest, Teal is there because he has the belt. But all the other top ranked guys, they're in the back of the line.
Yep.
And it's not like Keyshawn got this big name yet. He's not there yet. He was getting there. This fight was gonna set him. This fight was gonna set him over, but he fell short. I'm sorry. I mean, I don't feel sorry for him, but
neither. I don't. That's one. I do not feel bad for him. I think. Like I said, I think he should get punished worse. But like I said, I just. Oh, go ahead. My bad.
Oh no, I was like him and Bo Mac with his Cheetos dust hand.
Yo, Ortiz and Cruz are throwing, bro.
They're throwing, yeah.
Ortiz might be getting the better of her too. I think Ortiz won that last round. He said he'll be paying the fine on Monday when he deposited a check for yep, 0 million. I agree.
Now all this shit he was talking about, Turk saying like, oh, if you would have taken me there, bro, you can't even make the weight.
Nope.
Why the hell did they want to take you?
Yep, I agree with you. And one thing you said too is like, yeah, what's next? You know, because what? Yeah, because Puello, Russell, that's PBC, 2 champions at 140. Like you said, Tio, we don't know what he's doing. That's the other champion top rank, but we don't know what he's doing. And then IBF is Hitchens, that's Matchroom. Yeah, bro. So, like, I don't know what Keyshawn gonna do, man. It's like, I mean, like I said, they'll figure it out, but that was very bad. I think this is very bad. Could have been avoided, self-inflicted, and like I said, I just don't like the people that are very vocal about Keyshawn missing weight, but they were quiet when other people miss weight, particularly most famously Ryan Garcia, Janabek. Nobody said, especially Janabek. Nobody said nothing about Janabek.
No.
Oh, Janabek's beast, bro. I'm telling you, bro. No one said nothing, and that's another WBO, another top rank guy.
Oh. Ooh. Bro, Ortiz with that right hand is cooking her. I'm sorry. But yeah, I feel that. And you know what pisses me off the most? Now everybody's saying, oh, well, they should have a rehydration clause. You know who implements that? Canelo. And he gets the shit the most.
Yep, they talk trash about him. When Cinnamon puts a rehydration clause, they talk trash. When Tank puts a rehydration clause, they talk trash. But now they're saying they should have a rehydration clause. It's crazy, bro. I'm telling you, bro, boxing fans are trash, bro. They are trash, bro. If you put a rehydration clause, they say you're a coward. If you don't put a rehydration clause, you're stupid. Like, bro, it's crazy, bro. Boxing fans are trash, bro.
Bro, did this man just slap her titty?
Trash.
You talking about the referee, right?
No, the corner.
Oh, I don't know about. Let me see. Maybe you're ahead of me. I don't know. I saw the referee do it on accident a couple times, try to break him up, but I just saw it. I don't think he did it on purpose, but yeah, he definitely slapped it.
Bro, he hit it twice though.
I didn't see the second time. He did it twice. I saw one time.
He said pop pop. he said hit it with some chest.
Cruz got a messy style. Yeah, she fight messy right now. She usually a little sharper than this. I know she is messy, but
hey, that's what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah,
that's what you gotta do. When there's I hate this like, oh, it's messy, so it's bad. I'm not saying he is. He's saying that. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Right.
But I'm just saying like, this, oh my god,
that left hook, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sometimes it got to get a little messy though.
Yeah, you got to take away your opponent's skills. If you got to make it rough, make it rough. But yeah, no, like Tank and Canelo. You know who else did it? Mayweather. But they're criticized the most.
Yep.
But then you got a guy like everybody's saying, "Oh, he's a weight bully. He's a weight bully." Well, if the sanctioning body is not going to implement it, now. Let's get this straight. If Edwin would have taken the fight for more money, I wouldn't have been mad at Keyshawn, honestly, because he's taking the fight.
Shout out to you.
But given the fact that he dropped the fight, I'm not mad at Edwin. I don't think he's a coward. Like Keyshawn,
me either.
Said his last fight, like, oh yeah, I'll fight him. Nothing. I'm a KO. Well, that's you.
That's you.
But
right?
no, that doesn't mean he don't have a dog. That doesn't mean He's just looking out for his safety, bro. He cut out all that weight. Then you come over here 4 pounds over, clearly bigger than the other guy, clearly more healthier than the other guy. So it's like, yeah, I don't feel bad for him, honestly.
I don't feel bad for him. And what you just said to it, Gustavo Limos, yes, Gustavo Limos came at 6 pounds, and Keyshawn took the fight. But I remember I said, bro, if I'm Keyshawn, I don't think Keyshawn should take the fight. I said that.
And we all agree.
Right, we all agreed to that. He shouldn't have took the fight. I mean, he took it and he won. That's good, but you got to understand that this is for your well-being. So just because you took the fight, and which is cool, you know what I'm saying, shout out to you. That doesn't mean that Edwin De Los Santos should either. That you know what I'm saying, doesn't mean he has to. Shout out to Edwin De Los Santos for not taking the fight, but also too, like, let's go back to Devin Haney. We should applaud Devin Haney whether you like him or not. For he did take the fight, and look what happened to him. No one cares that he took the fight. No one even says that it says anything about him taking the fight. They just say whatever they say about him getting whooped or whatever, and they don't care about PEDs and being overweight. So,
yeah,
not take the shout out to Edwin De Los Santos, man. He made the right decision, man, in my opinion.
Yeah,
the 3%
absolutely.
this week boxers: Ryan Garcia, Keyshawn Davis, Devin Haney. Is this true? I don't see them as weak. I mean, Ryan Garcia, yes, because his
footwork is terrible.
Yeah, and he's never been a champion. Devin Haney is not a weak boxer. Neither is Keyshawn. I don't think that they're weak boxers. I mean, Keyshawn, he's still up and coming, right? So I mean, but he's a champion. And that's disrespectful to Berinchek, or whoever he be. I want to say, I don't want to go too overboard now. But this move was weak. It was bush league, and it was garbage. And I think he should be punished. But I'm not. That don't make him. That doesn't make him a weak boxer to me. Like he's weak now. No, he's still a good fighter. He said Keyshawn gave weight on purpose, thinking facts. Point God. Yep. He said it would be great if they put De Los Santos on the Shakur Zepeda on the card.
Can we say on purpose?
That he came. I think he came in on purpose. Keyshawn? Yeah, I think he did on purpose. You don't think so?
I think maybe he just outgrew the weight because he did have problems last time.
Right, I agree with that part, Oscar. But my rebuttal to you would be, okay, if you were struggling last time, then why you ain't move up? You know what I'm saying? Why are we still 135 this time?
That's why I'm so mad.
Right.
That's why I'm so mad.
Right.
Because it's like you had a chance to be called super champ or whatever.
Exactly.
And go up and fight the belt holder. Give the lines. I doubt it because we all know who the belt holder is.
Yep. And his defense, he did say, I don't know if you saw the interview, he did say that Turkey, he tried to make the fight with Turkey. I mean, yeah, he tried to make the Teo fight with Turkey, and Teo turned it down. So maybe he was trying to do that.
I'm telling you, Teo don't want to fight nobody, bro.
Right. But he made it seem like the reason why I can't give him that, though, is because he made it, at least the way he communicated it was that fight would have been after this fight. So
okay.
Even still, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's even worse.
Yeah.
Okay, Cruz working now.
Yeah. OW. I can't say that about Devin because Devin is still the youngest undisputed champion in the male era. I'm not a big Devin Haney fan, but I respect it. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect somebody who wins as a consummate professional. You know what I'm saying? So, was his last fight shitty against Ramirez? Of course it was shitty, but he's a good fighter. I can't say he's not a good fighter.
He beat a guy that a lot of people are defending just because he retired. He's a Hall of Famer. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. But if Devin Haney beat that guy, then he definitely ain't no Hall of Famer. If you think he's trash, he ain't no Hall of
Famer. You opened up a can of worms, and on that note, go ahead and tell me how you feel about it. Then I'm gonna go ahead and step out.
I don't think Loma is bad.
Okay.
I've said it plenty of times. I said he's a great fighter. He'll be remembered as a great fighter with spectacular talent. But sadly, he always fell short. Can you truly be considered that he gave us the best fight when Teo was a nobody? And the only reason Teo has this much hype is because he lost to him. And you made Devin Haney's career. Or you solidify his status. So it's like, with 18-3, I'm sorry, your first loss was Toledo.
And they try to ignore it, don't they?
Oh, you look up AI. Right now, look up on Google. And you know how it pops up, AI?
Yep.
Look up Lomachenko's record. See what pops up.
Oh, no. Look it up. They ain't gonna mention the Orlando Salido fight.
Nah, it's a little fight. So no, Salido beat him straight. He's doing what Cruz is doing. he roughed him up. He went up against a dog, literally, a literal dog, experienced as fuck in the professional level. He didn't try to be great. He didn't take his time. And he dared, he's there to be a smooth champion, the quickest champion, and he got put in his place. Now people ignore that fact, though.
They ignore it, bro. That's what happened. Once again, man, people switch up, move the goalposts, man. But on that note, I'm about to go ahead and call it, bro. I'm about to go ahead and hop out and finish this fight, man. But definitely, I'll bring you back up afterwards if you got something else to say.
Nah, not right now.
All right, bro. Appreciate you joining. Shout out to my guy Oscar Perez, man. My brother right there, man. Big Oscar. Once again, if you want to call in, you could call in. It's on the Discord, man. Shout out to my guy. I do want to follow up on what he said, man. We're in the 9th round of Crews-Dezurn versus Ortiz. They are fighting, chat. So first off with the Keyshawn stuff, man. Shout out to Running Reb. He said he definitely did not try to make it. I agree. And if he knew he was struggling, why was it popping off on Mason? Exactly. That's why it looks bad, Reb. Everything that builds up to that, when you know he didn't make weight, it's like, okay, so this seems kind of weird, right? And then OW Union says boxing is a team, so they make decisions together. I agree. Keyshawn had to have done it on purpose. Absolutely. That was not accidental in my personal opinion. Mr. Grandy says De Los Santos versus Andy Cruz. Ooh, I like that. Now you cooking with grease. Devin fight like his last time on purpose because he's saving himself. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Loma is retired, but Loma beat Devin, and I like Devin, but Devin lost. I agree with that, World Union, but I will say this, though. That's the thing, right? Neither one of us are judges, right? Of course, we have our own opinions. We could recognize when there's robberies. Michaela Mayer versus Michaela Mayer versus Natasha Jonas. There's no way Michaela Mayer lost that fight. That was a robbery. Oshiki Foster versus Hobson Kasesa, the first fight. There's no way Foster lost that fight. That was a robbery, right? Those are robberies. Dave Allen versus Johnny Fisher, the first fight. There's no way Dave Allen lost that fight. That was a robbery. We could go on and on with robberies, right? We could recognize robberies. Loma versus Devin Haney was not a robbery. I had Vasily Lomachenko beating Devin Haney 7 rounds to 5, score 115-113. However, that was a close fight that could have went either way. I had like four swing rounds. 2 went for Haney, 2 went for Loma. You see what I'm saying? So that fight could have went either way. That's not a robbery. That's up to you. That's up to your personal preference and my personal opinion. Just like yours, it aligns with mine. I had Loma winning, but I don't think it was a robbery. I'm cool with Devin Haney winning. However, this is the issue I have. I don't know how much you pay attention. I think you pay attention to boxing pretty much. So if you are thorough as you sound, or as meticulous as you sound when it comes to boxing knowledge and stuff like that, then you would know that Lomachenko appealed the decision, right? And he lost that appeal. Some other people appeal decisions and they call them all types of pussies and all types of punks and all types of weak and all that. But anyway, he appealed it, right? There was no pushback. He appealed it. He lost the appeal. But guess what? They said, we're not going to overturn the victory for you, but we will give you a rematch. And this is all documented. Go check it out. Lomachenko, what did he do? He declined the rematch. When Oshiki Foster felt like he got robbed, what did he do? He accepted the rematch. He didn't get, he still has the L. He still has the loss, but he said, okay, bet, let me avenge my own loss and I'll take the rematch. Vladimir Shishkin, who lost to William School, that's how William School got the IBF title, right? He fought Vladimir Shishkin for the vacant IBF title when Cinnamon gave it up. Vladimir Shishkin felt like he won. He appealed it. He didn't win the appeal, but he got granted an immediate rematch after School fights Canelo if he still kept the belt. Now, obviously, Canelo beat him, so I don't think they're going to fight anymore because it was going to be for the belt. But anyway, you get one point. He wanted the appeal. He took him up on that offer. Lomachenko did not take him up on the offer to beat Devin Haney. So on one hand, you can say, okay, Lomachenko felt like he didn't have to fight him again. But on the other hand, you got to tell you what it is too. It's like, okay, maybe Lomachenko's not as confident that he really would beat him again. He wasn't that confident to where he would go and fight him again and beat him to avenge the loss in the ring. So what my boy Oscar is saying now, at the end of the day, whether you think he won or not, he's still 18-3. That means in 21 fights, he lost 3 of them. That means every 7 fights, he's losing 1 fight. And so if you go off of that professionally, it's kind of hard to put him in the Hall of Fame. Now, if you want to talk about his fights he's was he a 4 division champion, something like that, whatever he is. He's a great fighter, you know. Nomashchenko, very talented. Nomashchenko, the Matrix, very talented. But he did lose his second fight, and people try to sweep it under the rug. And guess what they say? They say, oh, well, Orlando Salido was overweight. Well, Ryan Garcia was overweight too, and we don't care about that when we talk about Devin Haney. You see what I'm saying? We don't talk about that. Well, certain fighters being overweight. It's like we conveniently choose who's overweight and who it matters for. But anyway, Lomachenko dared to be great, salute to him, and had a title fight in his second fight because of his amateur background. That's cool. But when you dare for greatness, if you lose, we gotta acknowledge the other end too. Just because you're daring to be great doesn't mean that there's not a person fighting in front of you. And Orlando Salido showed him that this was not the amateurs. He roughed him up. And then we say, oh yeah, Lomachenko was the fastest to a world title because he got it in 3 fights. Well, he had 2 back-to-back title shots. He won his first fight. I can't remember who he fought. He fought Orlando Salido a second fight. He lost. And then he got another title shot in his third fight against Gary Antoine Russell. I mean, not Antoine Russell, sorry, Gary Russell Jr., not Gary Antoine Russell. That's the 140-pound champion, his brother, but Gary Russell Jr. So it's like, yeah, he won. He definitely won a title fast in his third fight, but he also got back-to-back title shots. So he got more opportunities than most to win a title. You see what I'm saying? So it's like Lomachenko was showed a lot of favoritism throughout his career. You know, can you imagine if Tank lost 3 fights? Hell, look how we treat Tank, and he just got a draw with Lamont Roach. Look how we treat Devin Haney, and Devin Haney lost to somebody who cheated and came in overweight. You see what I'm saying? So certain fighters get shown more love than others. Can you imagine? Hell, do you imagine? I don't even like Teofimo. If Teofimo was 18-3, you think that people would say he was good? Caleb Plant, well, that's not a good example because Caleb Plant, shout out to my guy Caleb Plant, he shouldn't have lost to Resendez. You know, they shouldn't be on the same level, but that's still only his 3rd loss, and he has more wins than Lomachenko. So Lomachenko is a beast, and I'm not saying he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because if you include his amateur pedigree, right? He has an extensive amateur background. His success as an Olympian. But if you talk about strictly, well, in the confines of his professional record, of course he's very accomplished, but he had a lot of opportunities to be accomplished. Not only that, but also, you know, his best win, I would say, is Guillermo Rigondeaux, right? Well, he was significantly bigger than Rigondeaux. Because when we bring up Tank beating Leo Santa Cruz, who I think is a great fighter, and I think that was a great win, we say that Leo Santa Cruz was much smaller than Tank. And when we say Errol Spence beat Mikey Garcia, we say that, rightfully so, we say Mikey Garcia was much smaller than Errol Spence. But when we talk about Lomachenko beating Rigondeaux, no one barely ever brings up that Rigondeaux was way smaller than Lomachenko. And shout out to him, but he did smoke Nicholas Axeman Walters, though. That was crazy. Because Axeman Walters just beat Nonito Donaire and all that stuff. Lomachenko did his thing. Ooh, I don't know about this one, chat. Shout out to Cruz. But I don't know, man. Ortiz and Cruz, that was a good fight, man. I don't know, man. I have to rewatch this one. Ortiz could have won that one. I don't know. Ooh, that's close. I have to go score that one again. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't scoring it, so I can't complain too much. But man, that was a tough. I don't know, chat. Majority decision. I have to go rewatch that, chat. Ooh, I don't know. Loma screwed up. Loma was a fake white hole boxer. Yeah, kind of like, and I don't want to say that because, but sometimes, yeah, you know, like, if we being honest, right? Like, can you imagine if, I mean, give me another fighter. Can you imagine if Terrence Crawford had 3 losses? Can you imagine if even David Benavidez, if he had 3 losses, he wouldn't be the monster what he is now. So I like Lomachenko. Is he going to get in the Hall of Fame? Absolutely, he's going to be a Hall of Famer. But should he be? We've seen people, I don't want to say less, but, you know, there's people that have accomplished less than Lomachenko, and they're in the Hall of Fame. So I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, but I do think it's a conversation to be had. And if people, I don't think he's as automatic as people make it seem. No, he's not. I mean, Lomachenko has a name and stuff like that, but Lomachenko was also called out by Shakur. If you want to say that him not fighting Tank is cool because he wanted to fight Tank earlier on, they didn't make the fight happen. Tank wanted to fight him later on. The fight didn't happen. I'm cool with that. Whatever. That's a wash. But, you know, he didn't want to fight Shakur. Shakur was on top rank, you know. He fought Kambosos, regained the belt. He didn't want to have the rematch with Devin Haney. You could argue that he didn't want to come out and fight Murataya. I think he was hurt. I don't think he was decking Murataya, but it is what it is, man. I think it's a good conversation, man. Yeah, Francis Cruz just won. Yep. Crews-Dezurn. Loma was the greatest amateur boxer. We can't debate that, but the pros did. Right, exactly. But, right, so what are we talking about, Grandy? We talk about amateur Hall of Fame. We talk about professional Hall of Fame. I agree with that. Amateurs is great. We talk about pros, though, right? So if you talk about his totality, every facet of boxing, of course, Hall of Famer, yeah. But 18-3 is kind of hard. But like I said, even with 18-3, because he beat Rigondeaux, because he beat Nicholas Axman Walters, a Jamaican badman, he beat Guillermo Rigondeaux, the Cuban champion. He has some good. He beat Gary Allen Russell Jr. Don't get me wrong. I mean Gary Russell Jr. I'm not saying that he doesn't won't get in. I'm just saying that, you know, sometimes some people get the goalpost moved a little bit. I saw somebody told me that Lomachenko is right up there with Terrence Crawford. What? Terrence Crawford is undisputed 2 times in 2 different weight classes and undefeated while doing it, just like Nadia Inoue and Alexander Usyk. Those are 3 phenomenal fighters. There's no way you can put Lomachenko on either one of their levels. Terrence Crawford has 41 fights. Lomachenko has 21. After Terrence Crawford fights Canelo, which I don't think he'll win, but he'll have double the amount of fights as Lomachenko. Literally, not figuratively, literally. I'm not exaggerating. Literally, he'll have 42 fights. Double the amount of Lomachenko. And someone tell me that he's as good as, come on, bro. That maybe you don't know who Terrence, maybe he might be as good as Terrence Crawford to you if you don't know who Victor Postol was, undefeated Eastern European champion when Terrence Crawford beat him. Maybe if you didn't know who Yuriorkis Gamboa was, the little Mike Tyson, like they called him, when undefeated fighter when Terrence Crawford beat him. Maybe you don't know who Errol Spence was, pound for pound fighter, unified 3-time unified champion, unified with 3 belts when Terrence Crawford beat him. Maybe you don't know Sean Porter, who Terrence Crawford also beat, who just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. Maybe you don't know him. Maybe you're unfamiliar with a lot of these guys that Terrence Crawford beat. Maybe you don't know about, I'm not saying Jeff Horn is great. I think Manny Pacquiao beat Jeff Horn. Shout out to the legend Manny Pacquiao. But on paper, the truth is Jeff Horn beat Manny Pacquiao. And guess who beat him after he beat Pacquiao? Terrence Crawford. So it's crazy. Like, people are crazy, man. They move the goalposts. Imagine if Terrence Crawford was 18-3. Oh, man, they'll be calling him all types of trash. People say he's trash now. Why are they booing Cruz? Because they think they think Ortiz won. And I have to go score. Shout out to my guy Oscar. He said he think Ortiz won as well. This was for the commemorative Juneteenth belt, so I guess they had to make Cruz win. That was a close fight though. Shout out to Cruz though, man. She's a beast. She's a champion. But I have to go score that fight. I have to score that fight. I did not score, so I can't complain. I don't like to complain about fights if I didn't score. But man, that could have went either way. And I think I was leaning towards Ortiz. I'm not going to lie. Let's be real. What's good, brethren? The greatest amateur boxer is Felix Savon from Cuba. But people don't know him. I mean, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of fighters that we don't know, right? Look at El Finito, right? Ricardo Lopez. Not too many people know him, you know. Not too many people know or pay attention to oh man, what's my boy's name? Archie Moore or something like that, you know what I mean? These are older fighters, so I don't really know them like that either, but there's a lot of fighters that are doing that kind of go under the radar, right? Look at Lennox Lewis, beat every fighter that he shared the ring with. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean he was undefeated, but he beat every fighter. Some people overlook him and think that Mike Tyson is the best heavyweight or Rocky Marciano or something like that. And they could be right. I'm not saying they're wrong, but look how maybe I like my boy Tyson Fury, the Gypsy King of obesity, but just last year before he lost to Alexander Usyk, people were saying that he was the best heavyweight out of England, right? And just completely overlooking Lennox Lewis. So Ortiz threw more combos, but Cruz landed bigger singles. True. Noma would have lost if he fought Rigo when Rigo was healthy. He said, I already said woulda, coulda, shoulda. Seriously. I don't know, you know, I got to give it to Loma. You know, I got to give it to Loma for beating Rigondeaux. But I'm just saying, when Tank beat Leo Santa Cruz, they said he was small, right? When Cinnamon beat Sugar Shane Mosley, they said he was old, right? You know, when he beat Cotto, they said he was old, right? So I'm just saying, like, every time people, it matters who you ask, right? It matters who you ask because it's like there's no good wins these days. Except for some people they have no bad wins and some people have no good wins. It's crazy. It's always something. Shout out for Brazil. Hey, appreciate you coming through. Otan Mota. Appreciate you, bruh. Appreciate you, man. All the way from Brazil. Appreciate that, bro. Shout out to Brazil, man. Yes, sir. Y'all don't forget to smack that like button for your boy, man. Really keeps me going and growing. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're not already, man. Hit that subscribe button. Smash that bell to turn on notifications as well. Because we go live all the time and we drop vids all the time, man. So like those videos, watch those videos. Helps us grow for free, man. There go the GOAT right there. Clarissa Shields in the ring, all that pink. Mike says Francis Cruz lost. Not mad at that. I have to score. I didn't score, so but I ain't gonna lie. It could have went either way from what I was watching. So shout out to Ortiz, shout out to Francis Cruz. They both fought hard. Norma good, not great. I tend to agree with you, Union. I think he's great. I think he's very good. I'll say he's better than good, but I think he's right under great. Depends on what you depends. It depends. You know, everybody has different scales, but yeah, it depends, man. I would say he's very good though. And I'm not mad at him going into the Hall of Fame, but I do think there's an argument to keep him out of it. Now, if we talk about amateurs and pros, of course, he belongs in there because amateur is spectacular. But if we just talking about pros, 18-3 is kind of hard to argue. It's kind of hard to argue, man. Especially how we treat fighters. Like, even if Devin Haney, let's say Devin Haney lost and you don't care about PEDs. Okay, that's only one loss. And this is a guy who beat Lomachenko. People say that he's trash from one loss. You see what I'm saying? Tank had a draw. People act like he's trash from that draw. You feel me? You know? Canelo had a bad performance against School. People say he's trash and he's washed now. You know? So it's like, I'm trying to think who else, you know? So it's kind of hard, man. But shout out to Lomachenko, man. I'm glad that he retired and he had a great he had a very good career, if you want to say a great career, and he got to retire on his own terms. I always salute that. And shout out to Kosei Tanaka too, KO Tanaka. Right, he just retired as well. He had an eye injury that he kept re-aggravating, and he's 29 years old. He just retired. So I salute any fighter that could retire on their own terms. They retire from the sport. Don't let the sport retire them. You know what I'm saying? John Gorilla Ryder just retired not too long ago, you know. So shout out to those guys and girls that retire. Seniesa Estrada retired. Who else just retired, chat? Keeps their faculties, you know. So shout out to them. So it looks like Shields not planning toning down that thickness no top suit. Well, you know, she's fighting her next fight's a heavyweight. So she's fighting who's she fighting again? She's fighting Lanny Daniels, right? So she's fighting Lanny Daniels. So we'll see. They've been cheating for Benavidez. Nah, I like Benavidez. I think Benavidez is good. I agree with that though. He's always been a bigger guy. I agree with that. I agree with that part. But if you can make weight, it is what it is, man. But yeah, I definitely think he should have been at light heavyweight. I do agree with you on that. He was definitely you could see when he fought Caleb Plant and Boo Boo Andre, how much bigger he was than those guys. But hey, if you can make weight, and it is what it is. I would have loved to see my boy Cinnamon and my boy Dave Benavidez have a fight, but it is what it is, man. It's too late now. Well, I ain't gonna say it's too late, but I think it should be. They're both in two different weight classes, so I don't really care about entertaining that fight. I didn't know Brandon Moore was 31. I thought he was younger than that. He's actually from Florida, just like me. And he's from Polk County, though. Thick thighs save lives. Nobody's equal with Terrence Crawford. None of them. You don't think I mean, I think they're interchangeable, right? I think that, in my personal opinion, I think Alexander Usyk, Terrence Bud Crawford, Naoya Inoue are interchangeable. I have Terrence Crawford at number 1, but I'm not mad at anybody having Usyk at number 1 or Naoya Inoue at number 1 because they all have the phenomenal distinction of being undisputed in 2 different weight classes and being undefeated while doing it. That's great. You know, all 3 of them are all-time greats. I personally agree with you that I put Bud at number 1, but if you have Usyk or Inoue at number 1, that's cool. As long as those 3 are the top 3, I don't really care. Is Keyshawn and De Los Santos really canceled? Yeah, Mike, it's really canceled, bro. Shout out to De Los Santos, man. I'm glad he just don't take no shit from nobody, man. Don't let nobody do you dirty, man. I like Keyshawn, but what Keyshawn did was trash. I think what Keyshawn did was trash. And shout out to whoever mentioned this earlier too. Shout out to Abdullah Mason, man. Hopefully Abdullah Mason shines against Jeremiah Nakatia, but that's gonna be a tough fight too, man. Jeremiah Nakatia is not an easy fight, so you know what I'm saying. I think he's gonna win, but still, I think Nakatia is gonna win. I mean, sorry, I think Abdullah Mason is gonna win, but this is a tough fight, man. Nakatia is a pretty big puncher. He's from Namibia, you know what I'm saying. Big up to the country of Namibia on the continent of Africa. You know, he hasn't had bad losses, man. I think he only lost to I think his most recent losses are Ernesto Mercado, but he lost to Shakur Stevenson and Raymond Murataya. Those aren't bad losses. So yeah. I wonder if Canelo comes in overweight. Will Crawford still take the fight? Now that's a good question. I think he does. But I don't think Cinnamon will. You know, my boy Cinnamon, he all professional, man. He ain't gonna do that. But if he did, yeah, I would tell Terrence Crawford the same thing. Just like I told Edwin De Los Santos, just like I told Devin. I'm not mad at any fighter not taking the fight if somebody comes in overweight. Cinnamon better not come in overweight. I don't think he'll do that. Who y'all have winning that fight anyway? You got Bud or you got Cinnamon? I got Cinnamon, but I think it's a great fight. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those. It's not that I don't think Bud could win. Bud could win for sure. He's a beast, man. Phenomenal fighter. I just got Cinnamon because I think that, you know, I do believe in weight classes for a reason. I think that's too much weight to overcome. I think they're both skilled. I would say Terrence Bud Crawford might be slightly more skilled, but I feel like that weight disparities are larger than the gap between their skill, you know? So, because I think people overlook how skilled Cinnamon is. Underestimate how skilled he is, but he definitely looked bad against William School. But once again, I think people underestimate how big School is too. William School is a pretty big guy, and they don't fight the same, right? He obviously he maneuvers more. Terrence Crawford is he wants to be the big dog, right? Well, that's why we like him, right? Because when he gets hurt, when he gets hit, he wants to hurt you more. He wants to hit you more. He wants to impose his dominance, right? And I think that's what's gonna get him in trouble, exchanging with Canelo. Not saying he's not dumb. He's not gonna sit there and exchange with him. But I'm saying sometimes it's hard to go against your instinct, and you know he might. I've never seen him not engage in an exchange at some point of a fight. You know, that doesn't mean he can't do it. I'm just saying I've never seen that. So, and I've seen the majority of his 41 fights. So that's why I got Cinnamon. But I'm not mad at anybody taking Bud. He said Abdullah beats everybody in the weight division. You think so, Mike? 135? Nah. I'm beating everybody. Nah, I don't even want Abdullah Mason to take a title fight right now. I think it's too early, but I don't see him beating Tank or Shakur. Hell no. Him and Murataya would be a good fight. But even then, I might still lean towards Murataya just because Mason he's a little green still a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He's been on a steady diet of fights and he's been doing good and progressing accordingly. But I don't even think he should have a title. I think it's too early, in my personal opinion. But you know, that's just my opinion. But yeah, Keyshawn and De Los Santos is canceled. Keyshawn came in 4 pounds overweight. De Los Santos said, "I'm not going." No, I don't blame him. He said, I'm not fighting that. Don't forget to smack that like button for your boy, man. I appreciate it. Consider becoming a member if you're not already, man. Shout out to all the members in the chat. Y'all really keep us going and growing. Consider becoming a member starting at $3 a month, man. It really helps us go a lot, man, you know? Helps us for the algorithm and all that stuff, man. Support the channel. Appreciate y'all, man. You get access to perks. You get more time when you call in. And you get the the best part is you get to know that you're helping your boy grow. You feel me? So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody in the stream anyway. Still. And I drop members only videos too, man. Oh, also too, I have my other YouTube channel. Go check it out as well, man. Dr. PGNGM. Praise God and get money. That's my other channel. That's my original channel. We have over 7,000 subscribers. You know, I haven't been posting on it lately, but I just started posting on it again. So let's get it. Great Boxing Live. I'm following. Have a good weekend. Hey man, you too, World Union. I appreciate you stopping by, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you smacking that like button and coming through and following, man. Really helps. We trying to get the 3K subscribers, man. We have 2,980. He said the age is what worries me the most. Not so much the weight. Bud is 38. He said Bud is 38.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Which is not old in life, but it's kind of old to be competing at the highest level in an athletic sport. He said his style is a young man's style. Yes. Athletic movement forward, quick reflexes, etc. This exact those things fade with age. We're gonna read that again, man. My boy Pastor Grandy is approaching the pulpit. Everybody face 40 your pews. He says the age is what worries me.
Yeah.
Not so much the weight. Bud is 38.
Yeah.
His style is a young man's style.
Yeah.
I.e. athletic movement.
Yeah.
Footwork.
Yeah.
Quick reflexes.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah.
And those things fade with age.
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on them today. That's a fact. That's a fact, Mr. Grandy. I agree with you 1,000%. Those things fade with age. And like I say, he's 38 years old. It's not old in life, but you know, to be competing at the highest level. I will say this though. Thank God for the blessing of a day, man. It's 11/11, y'all. God is good. May your dreams and your wishes come true. I will say this though. You're right, but he's also not fighting a spring chicken either. Canelo could be considered an old rooster, right? So while Canelo is older, Canelo is younger by what? 4 years, 3 years, 3.5 years. I think Canelo's 34, going on 35. Oh boy. Oh, he pushed him down. Yeah, he pushed him down. Bud is 37, so he might be like a 2.5, 3 year difference, right? Well, Bud is going on 38 though. Yeah, he's going on 38 in September. So I think they fight early September. I think Bud will turn 38 late September, something like that. You know, and I think Canelo's 34, going on 35. So while Bud is older, well, Canelo has more ring mileage, right? So his ring age is older because Canelo has what, 67 fights, right? He's 65 wins. No, 67 fights. 63 wins, 2 losses and 2 draws. I think he has 67 wins, right? So he has 67 fights, 63 wins, 2 losses, and 2 draws, I believe, for Cinnamon. And then Terrence Crawford's 41 wins. So he has 67 fights. Terrence Crawford has 41 fights. So he has 26 more fights. So that might make up for the 2 or 3 years age gap between them, you know. So look at it both ways. You could argue that they're both relatively the same age in boxing years, but you know, but no, I agree with you. It's definitely something to worry about, and you have a good point. Oh, let me pull up the rounds, bro. I'm sorry, y'all. My fault. I didn't pull up the rounds this whole time. But I'm gonna pull it up for the second round. We going in the damn third round. We going in the damn second round, man. My bad. Damn. She thick. All right, let's get him in round 2. Round 2, this is the main event, man. We got who's this? Brandon Moore versus Stanley Wright. Jab to the body coming from Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore from Florida. Oh, they mixing it up right now. Oh boy. Oh boy. The referee ain't gonna break him up. He gonna let him fight out of it. These some big boys right here. These some big dudes. Stanley Wright. I feel like I know him. He a football player? Ex-football player or something? He built like a football player. Look fresh out the cookout. I'm telling you. He had some grits in the back before he stepped out. I'm telling you, bro. Wright trying to walk him down steadily. Brandon Moore needs to use his jab more. Brandon Moore, if I'm not mistaken, he only has 1 loss, right? I think that 1 loss came to Ricardo Torres. Richard Torres Jr., the American heavyweight Olympian who just beat Guido Vianello, the Italian contender. Brandon Moore need to pop that jab out, man. Keep them hands up, man. He's circling around, which is good, but you gotta use that jab, bro. Right there, jab. Stop sticking your hand. There you go, jab. He must have heard me. He tried to throw a 1-2 combination. Didn't really connect. Now they're in the clinch. Stanley Wright trying to fire the clinch, throwing right hands to his body, which is good. Keep active. I think Brandon Moore could just use his jab right now and just jab him to death, man. But he's just very hesitant to use it. Maybe he's just tired. Maybe he doesn't trust his conditioner. I don't know. Ooh, that was a nice little right uppercut from Brandon Moore as Stanley Wright was coming in. Didn't fully connect, but they're doing a whole lot of hugging and wrestling, man. Need to do more punching. Nice double jab from Brandon Moore. Ooh. It's like Stanley Wright is willing to take a couple punches just to give one. He'll take 2 to give 1. Do a nice little right hand. Momentarily pushes Brandon Moore back. Ooh, nice check little right hook from Brandon Moore. Stanley Wright was coming in a little recklessly with a jab. Yo, Thomas Hill in the building. What's good, brethren? If Stanley, there you go. Let them hands go. 3-punch combination, 4-punch combination. Oh my goodness. Down goes right on his back. Boy, drop a bomb. He could have been did that. Oh, Stanley Wright's over. Yeah, I don't know. His leg's gone, man. Put your hands up, brother. Nah, he done, bro. He done. Don't even let him fight, ref. Don't let him fight, ref. Oh Lord, he gonna let him fight, ref. Okay, the round's over with. Okay, let him go back to. Hey, just throw in the towel, man. He's exhausted. Nah, he's exhausted, Chad. Throw in the towel, man. Save him from himself, man. You know he gonna tell you, look, he can barely sit down. Go ahead, call it, bruh. Nah, don't let this man come back out, man. He says Suge Wright is crazy. Nah, don't even let him come out, man. His eyes closed. Nah, bro. Call it, bro. Call it, man. Don't let this man come back out. If y'all care about this dude, don't let him come back out. Oh, he gave him the 3-piece and the biscuit. Oh, 4 punches, 5 punches. Oh my goodness. He had him looking like this, chat. He had him looking like this.
Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back. Fight back.
Oh my gosh. Don't even let him come out, bro. Get some more. Get another one. As I come back. Pardon me. All over the track, man. Pardon me. As I come back. What y'all know about that Busta Rhymes? AJ Sharp, bro. He was out there feeding the money. Sheesh. I don't think they should let him come back out, chat. I think this is a bad decision. I don't think they should have let him come out, in my personal opinion, but I don't know. I've been known to be too soft on him. All Brandon Moore has to do is just pop that jab out, man. Put a little bit of stank on there. Stanley Wright ready to go. You ready to go like John? I'm ready to go right now. I'm ready to go, right? Especially if this is a perfect time if Brandon Moore could commit to the body a little bit, go downstairs, hit that body head. Is it Roy Jones in the crowd? Do that Roy Jones thing, man. Body head. Oh boy, that was a big right hand right there. What do you call time? What happened? What, headbutt? Oh, okay. Let's clash of heads. Nice jab from Moore. Oh, that was a nice left hook from Stanley Wright. Snuck it in there. I don't know how flush it really landed. That was quick, though. Brandon Moore either took that well or it didn't really land. Too flush. See, I don't really understand. Brandon Moore is like, he's just throwing his left out there. He's not even really jabbing to hit. He's just throwing it out there, man. I don't know. You got to throw it intent, man. Less than a minute and a half left in this third round. I guess I was wrong. I guess it was a good decision. Oh, he did get cut from that headbutt. Ooh. That cut's pretty nasty, too. Nice straight right hand from Brandon Moore. He ain't put no stank on it. If you'd have put a little bit of stank on that right hand, he might have hurt him. Call time again. We gonna wipe his eye because of blood? Facts, Jay. Jay Sharp says Wright is zoning in on that headbutt cut. Facts. Gas tank on E. Yeah, but this happens with Brandon Moore all the time. Like, even in his last fight where they ended up outside the ring, he was tired again. You gotta pump that jab out, bro. You have the range advantage. You definitely have the footwork advantage. Use that jab right now. Like, look. He just threw his left hand out there 4 times, not to hit him, just to, like, maybe he thinks he's getting points like that or something. I don't know. You can say he's measuring it, but he's not even like measuring it. He's just like a lazy little. What you doing, bro? End of round 3, man. Oh, man. Stanley Wright. Brandon Moore. Oh, yeah, that was a nasty. That was a good call by the ref. That was definitely a headbutt, though. Definitely was a headbutt for sure. Let's get it, man. This should not go the distance. But it's probably going to go the distance. I ain't going to hold you. It shouldn't go the distance, but it most likely will. Double jab on Brandon Moore. There we go. Now see, there you go. He's punching with intention now. Them jabs. Started off the round with 4 jabs coming from Brandon Moore. Yeah, they both tired. Jab from Brandon Moore. Brandon Moore, you just got to throw combinations. You saw how successful you were with those combinations, bro. double up on the jab. Susie covers up, man. Throw that right hand, bro. Because when he blocks, he's covered up his own vision. There you go. Go down to the body a little bit. Invest to the basement. Invest in that basement, man. Get him blocking that stomach. Oh. Body shot's going to be money for more. But yeah, exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Grandy. Exactly what I just said. Go to the body, bro. There you go. He jabbed to the body one time. He keeps looking for that big overhand right. And he's off target. Stanley Wright's tired. I mean, they both tired, but Stanley Wright he really tired. Excuse me. But I don't be understanding, bro. How you so tired of the fourth round? I know y'all heavyweights, but gosh dang, bro. Heavyweight, any weight. Gosh dang, y'all got to run the block a little more, man. Hit that roll work, bro. There you go. Jab to the body into a left hook from Brandon Moore. Double up on the jab. There you go. If Brandon Moore could line up that right hand, it might be 99, but he just misses as Stanley Wright's coming in. Oh, that was a nice left hook from Stanley Wright launching in. Coming in a little recklessly, but hey, he just landed that left hook though. I don't even know how many punches Stanley threw this. Bro, Stanley Wright probably threw about 3 punches this whole round, bro. Chat, I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. More I need to focus on that uppercut. Not the uppercut, that upper gut. Facts. I'll be right back, chat. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. I'm going to run this ad on y'all while I use the bathroom real quick. Hopefully I don't miss a knockout. I should be back before the round ends. I'll be right back. Run this ad on y'all.
Yo, Doc here from your favorite boxing channel, Dr. Boxing Talk. And I want to officially welcome you as a member to the Boxing Talk family, aka BTF. So I want to thank you. Your support is greatly appreciated, and this channel is nothing without you. So what do you get? Well, there's a multitude of perks that you get access to, like special member shoutouts when you enter the chat, and some other additional alerts. Not to mention these fire emojis. Yeah, access to emojis like the GOAT, the GOAT, the face of boxing, the legend, the Ayo, and the No Diddy. Not to mention, you know, the GTD chain. You got to bring them out, and it wouldn't be the same if we forgot about these biscuits. And so many more. Not to mention, if you subscribe to some of the highest tier levels, you get to do things like pick the topic of discussion, and you get to have your very own emote. Yes, your ugly mug will be featured on the channel by yours truly. It's just another way for me to give back to my most loyal supporters. And of course, there's even more additional perks than that. But most importantly, you'll get the satisfaction of knowing you're a key, essential, imperative part to keep us going and growing. You know, we get the hustle off the muscle. So it's important that we rock together, you know? And remember, God is good all the time, and God is good. And you know that we prioritize facts over feelings, so that's why you rock with us. So big salute from Dr. Boxing Talk, and yeah, can't wait to see you in the next stream. Thank you for the support.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting.
I ain't missing nothing, my bad. We back. What round is this? 5th round? All right, let's get it. Come on, man. This will be a good this could be a good little victory for Brandon Moore if he could stop him. Stanley Wright, this would be a moral victory if he could survive. Maybe he could win too. You never know. This is heavyweight, man. Heavyweight, all it takes is one punch. All it takes is one punch. Oh, that was a nice left hand from Wright. I say Brandon Moore got a pretty good chin, man. He taking these punches. But see, that's good right there. He's using his superior footwork, trying to get around. All he has to do is just throw that jab out there too. If he could do that, I ain't gonna say it's easy, but here we go. Calling time again. Not gonna say it's easy, but if he could just use his jab while moving around, bro, he'll be straight. But he's moving. It's not even doing anything because he's not throwing that jab out. Whoa, they waved it off? Bro, they called it off? Wow. 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 What they say? They waved it off because of cut? I can't hear it. They saying they waved it off because of cut? Damn. That's tough. That's why whenever you fight, you gotta take advantage of the situation, man. You can't be out here pussyfooting, man. Out here bull jiving. I think he could have got Stanley Wright up out of there if he fought with a little more urgency, man. But maybe not. I don't know. What y'all think, chat? I feel like he could have got him out of there potentially if he would have fought with a little more urgency. Can't be playing with your food, cousin. That sucks, though. I know they don't want to. Neither one of them want to win like that. I mean, Death Row was. The man called him Death Row, bruh. Chill, bruh. Talking about Suge Wright is crazy, bruh. Chill, bruh. Man called him Death Row. It's crazy. Hey, y'all out there, bro. People, hey, bro. The internet ain't got no chill, dog. Internet is ruthless, bro. Man called him Death Row. Nah, man. That's waved off because of cut. Oh my goodness. Can't play around with your food though, bro. You can't play it with your safety. I am gonna watch that Keyshawn Crews-Dezurn versus Ortiz again though. I can't remember her first name. Something with a C. Waved off. That's tough. At least they go into the scorecards though, so. Of course, Brandon Morgan when he dropped him, right? So yeah, he gonna win that. Yes, sir. Florida, stand up, man. Pokane. I'm not mad at that though. At least the right person won. At least the right person won, chat. So that's good. But chat, man, I'm about to go ahead and call it, man. That's it, man. So okay, so I'm gonna look at these fights tomorrow, because we have some fights tomorrow. We have the Keyshawn Davis fight. Oh, psych. We do not have the Keyshawn Davis fight, you heard me? We have that's crazy, bro. But we do have the event though, so we're gonna be watching that. We got the Fabio Worthy Justice Honey fight. I'm thinking about watching that. I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but I don't know if I'm gonna be live. That's in England, right? But then we also have somebody else too. Oh yeah, Justin Paldo and Juan Carlos Burgos. And then on Sunday morning, we got Junto Nakatani, the WBC Bantamweight champion, 118-pound champion, going in a unification fight against Ryosuke Nishida, the IBF 118-pound champion. And then also we have Claudio Squayo versus we got Ja Pataya versus Claudio Squayo. We have that as well. So we have a full weekend of boxing still, even despite the fact that Keyshawn Davis let us down. We still got a lot of boxing to watch. So, but yeah, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Jay Sharp. Appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate everybody kicking it, man. Shout out to Big Dog Willie for the $2 and the renewal of his membership, man. I appreciate y'all rocking. Shout out to everybody that pulled up and called up as well, man, for the show and joined the panel. So I'll be back on tomorrow, good Lord willing, for the other fights. Y'all take care of yourselves. Don't forget to smack that like button. But most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing. The doctor's out. Peace. Appreciate y'all.
From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.